Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Connolly Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Connolly Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
At home, I've handled some stinky situations, like big horse manure, and miniature horse manure, and cute dog manure, and yes, even teenage manure. If you've been injured and an insurance company is giving you manure, give my law firm a call. We'll help you come out clean on the other side.
Because I don't want to ruin my game.
And vaping and sports just don't mix.
Because I care about my lungs.
Because it's more addictive than cigarettes.
Because getting suspended doesn't look good on college apps.
Because we don't know the long-term effects.
Because it's stupid. What's your reason?
Hey guys, Chris Conley here from Connolly Buick GMC. Kickoff's right around the corner. Buckle your seatbelts and hold on tight. It's time for some Tiger football.
That may play a factor too in today's game. You know, who does better with the penalties.
That Cam Stansel over there had to have an equipment adjustment, so inserted into the game for the Tigers is Maurice Carter. Generally plays a lot of offense. Now he's back there in coverage as a safety. Hand off to the back. Nice lane running forward. Goes for a gain of about 7 on the play. First down, Packers.
I didn't pick that up.
It was Sincere McClinton.
And he's their leading running back with about 475 yards coming into the game today.
And that's a run-heavy formula that the Packers would like to have success with today. Great job of Xavier Phillips trying to draw those Palmetto Tigers off sides. Number 25, Josh McClendon, comes over to the motion to a slot back. And then number 9, Sincere McClellan in the backfield. He's got it, makes a jump cut, and nowhere to go, and that's going to be Marquez Bryson with the tackle.
Yeah, you're going to see Bryson and Carter probably going a lot both ways today. This is a one-game season. They stacked the box that time, anticipating another run, and were successful shooting the gap there.
So the senior steps up. You know, you're going to see him probably on the next possession on the offensive side of the ball. Oh, nice-looking play here, but it's a false start. I like what they had out there. They were going to run a little option out there, but it was a false start on the offense. It's going to back them up. Okay, so the call is encroachment there on the Tigers. But they're talk this one, and let's see how they sort this one out. And it is encroachment on the Tigers, and generally in these games, the FHSAA, as you get into the regional quarterfinal games, do a great job out there.
Yeah, these are like the all-star refs.
Running the same play again. They hand it off to the wingback coming around there, and that was Anthony Harris. And I'm surprised they didn't change that up because they had that play called the play before. Here's what's coming. Went back to the well on that one, and Palmetto Tigers
and
did a great job.
Yes, he's probably one of the best athletes in Pinellas County. He's only a junior. Passes that eyeball test too, and that's the one. If we can shut him down, we've got a real good chance of being on the positive side of this game. So big 3rd and 10, Brian.
Big 3rd and 10. Look out for number 3, Darren Townsend, out here wide to the left side of the formation. And then they have motion, and he throws a little bubble screen out there. Gets a block, and he turns it upfield. He's got a lane and a big hit, but he's going to go for the first down. And a gain of about 14 on the play. There is a flag on the play. Coach Brazelton on the defensive side of the Palmetto line is motioning that he believes that one's on the Packers.
Yeah, we were in a cover 1, so they were looking to throw that quick pass, and something happened over on that side where the ball was thrown.
Yeah, and it looked like it was a holding call over there. It looked pretty clean on the side of the formation to the right over there. I didn't see the receiver, so it may have been on the other side, this side of the play, on the far boundary over there. It looked clean, but that holding is holding. You know, it's a good call by the crew.
So everything, Tigers started with a penalty, and now Largo coming back with 2 penalties have set themselves way behind the sticks.
So 3rd and 20 with approximately 9:45 on the clock here remaining in the first quarter.
Another flag, Brian.
Another flag.
This one coming from the back judge.
Delay a game, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 25 for the Pack. You know, Anthony Harris back there in the backfield, and they were going to go empty, and there's 10:08 on the clock here from the official scorekeeper up here in the press box. Great job. Had some technical difficulties working that out pregame. And this time, big rush, but he throws the long ball. Receiver in good position, and that is picked off. And that's Zayar Green, number 4.
Yeah, I don't know if he's picked one off this year, Brian, but watching him, he stared that one down the whole way, and then at the last second, he just got up on his vertical there and went up and took it away from the Packer receiver. Well covered.
And
well
really
covered.
And the sun is a little bit to the south of us here. Both the receiver and the DB had no trouble with the sun there. But,
sorry.
No, that's a 50-50 ball. Generally, the receivers will come up with that great play.
And for Largo, that's the equivalent of a punt. If we pick it off. So
10:01 on the play clock. The Palmetto Tigers will start their first possession on the 31-yard line. Roth hands the ball off, and that's going to be a big run for Marquez Bryson. Great job of blocking by the left side of the offensive line.
Yeah, kudos. Since that Manatee game, as you talked about in your intro, Brian, we went from a pass heavy to a run heavy, and we've started each of those last 4 or 5 games with this way, and probably see again a heavy dose until the Packers figure out how to stop it.
Jackson Roth, this time, looks like he's got big Bryson in the backfield with him. Hands it off. He runs right. Big block out there, driving forward. Good play by the Mike linebacker there, coming up to make a tackle. Number 50, and number 50 is Isaiah Houdsell.
Yeah, it's 4 yards. That's all you're looking for. 4 yards in a cloud of dust. They have a very good defense. They only give up 16 points a game, probably one of the better defenses that the Tigers have seen this year.
According to my roster, he's also a kicker, so that's a really big hit for someone that's going to have some kicking responsibilities in the game. This time, it's Van Yarn. Does a great job bouncing that one out wide, still going first down.
Again, a heavy dose with our 1-2 punch. Looked like he lost balance, but I'm looking into the shade over the screen here, and but jumped that thing outside to get a nice run and catch, moving those chains with ease so far.
And Xavier Jones, number 45, with a fine tackle out there on the perimeter. Oh, they're offsides. That's going to be encroachment, and now it'll bring up a 1st and 5 for the Tigers. Let's let the pros settle this one out before we jump to conclusions. There it is. They're marking that off. So 1st and 5.
Yeah, generally when you see that, Brian, is you've been beat a couple plays, so you want to get a jump start. You're trying to time that snap count, and unfortunately jumped it a little early.
So approximately 8 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock. Jackson Roth pistol death, and that's going to be Van Trezion. Great blocking out there. Another good play there by number 26 coming over to clean things up, and that's Marion Gordon, who's a running back, defensive end, another one of those two-way players.
Yeah, you'll be calling his name a lot today. Finally made some adjustments there. Really still managed a nice little gain there, putting us in a nice, comfortable 2nd and 5, so you can keep that playbook open to dial things up. Maybe time for a pass here.
Now, ones to look out for here for the Tigers, number 84, Ace Luther, doing a great job blocking. He's out there at left tight end position, 2 receivers on the left. This time they hand the ball off, and really Marquez Bryson running hard, and he's carried out for the 1st down. Gain of 6 on the play.
Gain of 6, and he's hitting that hole. And you talked about the offensive line early, Brian. They are just open up gaping holes for these backs. We're going to continue to see this run-heavy Tiger offense until, again, they figure out how to stop it.
Approximately 7 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock here. Jackson Roth going to his first option on this one, which is just feed the monster. Bryson had a little bit of issues there. He takes a nice hit there, but it's a nice gain on the play of about 8 yards. And number 23 coming up for the tackle was Jaden Burgess.
Yeah, anytime you've got somebody with a 20-something number making the first hit on your running back is a good problem to have. Hitting that 2nd and 3rd level untouched.
Yeah, anytime you can have those safeties.
160, 170 pounders.
If you can have them leading the game in tackles, that's always a good thing for the offense.
It's going to be a long day.
Twin receivers out to the left. This time they hand it off to Van Yarn, explodes forward for the first down. So it's all ground and pound here for the Palmetto Tigers on the opening possession.
Yeah, just basically having this is how you run the ball clinic on this opening drive.
And number 30, Trevon Reichert came with their 6:46 on the clock now. Perfect job from the TigerVision. Johnny Wilkie here of the Sarasota Herald Tribune. And you can see 14, 16, 22, total of 30 yards. And then Van Yarn, 4 carries, 9, 14 total. He has 27 yards. So you can see that the ground and pound, thank you very much, and assist there to Donnie Wilkie here in the press box. We appreciate that greatly.
And what's so good about the running game is the balance between the two backs as far as how many times they carry the ball.
Now the Palmetto Tigers are in the North River Prevention Partners red zone. Jackson Roth, he has big Marquez Brightson, hands the ball off to him. Oh, great patience, drives forward, and he's going to be just short of the goal line inside of the 1, so it will be 2nd and goal for the Tigers from about the half-yard line.
Yeah, looks like they might do some hurry up here.
And, you know, we're talking about the stats, but it's this side, it's going to be Stephen Aristill out there and number 63, which is Ladarian Williams, the center. And the left side of that line is just doing a great job. This time, Brightson is hit in the backfield immediately. 2 players involved in the play. Number 55 would be Riley Wilson, 6'4", 285-pound defensive tackle, and then the linebacker 23, Jaden Burgess, cleaned that one up.
Yeah, this defense is stout. They've struggled, but they're in that red zone, and there's not a lot of areas that they have to cover. So they have stuffed the box with looks like 0 coverage. And they're good. They're in the Tigers to run it up the middle.
Yeah, Tigers with a 12 personnel package. You've got 2 tight ends there in the game. You've got number 87, which is Colin Griffith, the senior, and you also had Ace Luther on that side of the formation. Looked like a run-heavy right, and then a timeout is taken by Largo.
What's going on, fellas? You guys doing all right up there?
Doing good with the Arctic Air sideline reporter. We have Tom Porter on the sideline. Welcome, Tom.
Hey, guys. I was just sitting here thinking, that whole drive, just running the ball so well, reminded me a little bit back in 2019, and not the fact that we ran so much in 2019, but that the receivers blocked. You know, the best friend of an offensive lineman, I get my guy, and then the running back comes around, and the DB's standing right there. So these guys are staying engaged on those blocks, which helps so much to get to that safety, to get to that level. So that was a big part of that drive there. Coach Sanders, you guys remember Braden River? I'd be looking for the tight end here. 84 has been good this year. It's stack up like it's a running play, and then might be a touchdown right here.
All right, thank you for that Arctic Air sideline report from Tom Porter. They leave the same personnel package in there, so you've got 2 tight ends there on the right side of the formation, 2 receivers in tight on the right side. Van Yarn in the backfield. And they fake it, and they roll it out there. Had the tight end, and Jackson Roth rolls an incomplete pass. Had him open early. Carter was open. Actually, one of the tight ends was open, but he went for second option. So that brings up a 4th down for the Tigers here. Ball is at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, interesting call. The Tigers had their way, but goodness, the Packer defense is bowed up here inside the red zone. That's why, giving up 16 points a game for the entire season on average. Playoff, they're gonna sit here and go for it, Brian. I think that's the good move here.
And Leon Harrell is excellent at extra points and field goals, but the Tigers running heavy, and Marquis Brightson rolls forward for 6. So the creativity of the play calling there can. First, you had some big tight ends. You had one running open and that. And so you show that pass look, and then you follow it up with the big package out there and just feed the big back.
Yes.
Great play call.
He was outside, and I'm thinking at some point he's got to cut that thing up the middle. And finally he did, found a hole, and got those much-needed 6 points on the first drive.
Chance Shawpucker with the snap. And the hold is good by McLean. The kick is up and good for Liam Harold. So the Palmetto Tigers lead this one with 4:48 on the clock here in the first quarter, 7-0.
And I think that was important for the Tigers to finish that drive with a touchdown, even though it took 4 downs inside the goal, first and goal to get in. Finish strong, set the tone here, hopefully for the rest of the game.
Special thanks to the guys at Coastal Mobile Screens today. They brought out a screen here that has become the clock. And then a special thanks to your son, Chad Burton and Jordan Varnador with a scramble before the game to get that clock to a workable situation here on the field.
So they left the stress box for a whole bunch of new stress. Now, I know they know how to set all that stuff up, but yeah, we're streaming out live to the fans here at the game.
And speaking of that, on this worldwide broadcast, I wanted to say, I've got Akira, and Sarah Sanders here, representing Michael Sanders. He's a 6'2", 290-pound right tackle, but grandmother, they're watching, making cookies, and aunts watching from Lennon, Michigan today. I want to say a shout-out to Lennon, Michigan.
I wonder if that's on the north or the south side of Michigan. Never heard of it.
It's very near Flint.
Flint. Where's Flint? On the north?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I've heard of Flint, yes.
My geography was either at Lincoln or at Palmetto High School, so, no disrespect, but I'm not that good at the geography. There's a ball out.
Loose.
It's on the ground. It's going to be a scramble.
Looks like Packer was there.
Man, that is a huge play. The lineman there, that ball came right up to him, and he was very athletic with the recovery. Normally that one would have been a turnover. Let's see who was able to snare that one there.
Yeah, and how the ball actually came loose. Like
see.
Getting a good run back. Coming in from the back, was that Paul? That was Paul coming in from number 24.
Paul Moore.
Paul Moore coming in from the back and punching that thing out.
Senior.
That was been a huge disaster for the Packers.
Now they shift things up. They've got number 26 going in motion there. That's Marion Gordon.
He's wide, Chase. Wide down.
Quarterback eyes the field. Tries to draw those Tigers offside. They're running the ball inside. He has a nice little crease. Good run. And he goes to the 35. It's going to be gain of about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, the Packers run the ball 60% of the time, so they're going to stick with their game plan here. Just a dive here on the inside, looking for a hole between the tackle and the guard.
Look at the end of the play here. He was able to knife that ball out. Was Carter, and you could see came out of it, but the forward progress had stopped. Now that brings up a 2nd and 5 here for the Packers. Xavier Phillips hands the ball off, running hard and then tackled by Joe Hills. But McClintock goes for a gain, and now it brings up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, I think they're going to stick with copy the Tigers with run game, and this game might be over in 2 hours if this continues, but puts them in a nice 3rd and short.
So you want to look for Chase Henson, number 90, and Cameron Kennedy along there in the middle of the line. He squirts through it. Good run, good blocking, 1st down. So really good job by the offensive line that time. This year we've seen so many plays made by number 17, Kamari Hines, and also Cameron Kennedy. But they're moving the ball 1st and 10.
Yeah, it looks like they had it all gobbled, all troubled there, but just found a nice little hole there to squirt through.
64, Ala Mafo, the center on that one, had a handful of jerseys with Hines, but in the interior line, that's one of those you can get away with. Backside pressure. Now he throws the ball out there, incomplete pass. And there's that pressure there, and that's Chase Henson providing the pressure. Looked like they had a couple things in the route, but he had to get the ball out.
Yeah, he overthrew the receiver, looked like a tight end running an out pattern, and because of the pressure, had to get that out early, thus the incompletion.
So the Packers here 2nd and 10. Approximately 2:57 on the clock.
Tiger offensive line that led to the score.
Oh, big gaping hole up the middle. Nice run on the play. Goes for a gain of 5.
Again, attacking the Tigers' middle of the line here. Just run and dive through the center guard gap here. Got that pulling guard to
nice job.
Yeah, to block the linebacker defensive end there.
And that's Alo Mafu again. And that's Maafu. And he's at the interior line there. And we've seen a couple plays in a row here where he's done one. Now that brings up a timeout by Largo. So that's going to be their second timeout of the game, right?
Yes, I believe so, Brian. I think they took one down on the first series of the Tigers. But critical part of the game here, it's still 3rd and 5, maybe 6. So critical as far as keeping this drive alive. They've got to move the chains here.
So with 2 minutes and 18 seconds on the official clock here, and if you're watching the game from abroad, maybe our crew can get us a shot of the original clock here at the field that has been so damaged by the hurricanes. So we may get a shot of that, and you can see why we're keeping this clock. And just special thanks to the guy handling that up here in the press box today, and our sons that were rigging that up pregame. Special thanks.
So that the teams in the crowd have an idea of what's going on. And part of the hurricanes that visited us here a couple of weeks ago.
And this is Xavier Phil, a high snap, and that's going to bust things up. Paul Moore misses the tackle, drives forward, and he's going to be short of the first down. He's going to be about 1.5 yards short. So it's decision time here for the Packers.
Yeah, Harris is, again, like I said in the pregame, probably one of the best athletes in Pinellas County. They look for all different kind of ways to get him the ball. We had him in the backfield, but
it's just quarterback sneak. Good pressure up there, and he's not going to make it. Palmetto Tigers hold strong. And you can see that, we had mentioned them early, number 99 and number 90, Chase Henson and Cameron Kennedy with the stop.
Oh, those are both the nose tackles.
And then
slanting in with the nose guard and nowhere to go.
And Marquez Bryson filled. There was a little bit of crease, but the big running back for Palmetto, about 200 pounds back there, steps in that little crease, seals the deal. And now there's 1:44 on the clock.
So far, so good with the Tiger defense holding. There's Brian. There's the shot of what's left of our scoreboard.
So that's what we're working here today on the scoreboard there.
and that's about as It's not helpful unless you look at the sponsors there. Get a glimpse of them and support them. But no reason to look at the board.
And this time it's Bryson after the big tackle, big stop, and there's going to be probably a holding call on the play. Gain of about 4, but probably coming back.
Yes, you called that, Brian. The main referee behind the play picked that one up.
Holding penalty against the Tigers.
So it'll be a spot foul from
probably on the left side of the line.
Yeah, it's probably going to bring up, 10-yard penalty. Going to bring up about a first and we'll call it 19.
So the Tigers got their first challenge here behind the sticks. Haven't thrown the ball yet.
So that's perfect. Look, first and 19 is exactly the spot. Great job behind us there. Great job. It's from the spot. We didn't know if it was on the line of scrimmage. And you got to look out for number 3 on this one. But it's Yarn running, big block down the sideline. He goes first down, and that is a huge play for the left side of the offensive line. They overcame that earlier holding call.
Yeah, you know, when it's 2nd and 19 and you just had a penalty that they declined, there's not a lot to do, but except you could run the ball on the short side of the field and spread that defense out. Well, great block there, opens up a gap. Look at the receivers blocking downfield, and then it's just a foot race. And the best thing is we're past the yard marker there, so we move the chains with ease on a running play. 2nd and
62, Mikkel Lambert with the great block over there. This time they've got him behind the backfield, and that is a great play by number 28, which is Jamarian Cross.
Down on the field. Tackle on that last play.
Bryson's coming off the field.
Might got popped there and running it off. They read that play fine with no problem.
Brings up 2nd and 1. 2nd and 11.
So 2nd and 11 here for the Tigers.
So actually probably the first play we've actually lost yardage on both series so far.
Inside of 25 seconds on the clock here, Jackson Roth. 2 receivers on the right side of the formation. This time he hands it off to Van Trejarn, and the defensive line is again up for the task. 26, Marion Gordon. He's listed as a running back, defensive end, only 5'11", 190, getting across that huge offensive line. So they're running some stunts up there.
Yeah, they're stacking the box, forcing the Tigers to maybe look at throwing the ball here.
Some good options out there. Number 3, Nazir Pritchford is wide
it's
left.
Like they're in a man coverage with one safety.
Carter and Matt on this side. They throw it out to Pitchford, and it's picked off. And he's going to run this one for a touchdown. In chase is Jackson Roth, showing some great speed for a quarterback, unable to make the play. So there's your pick 6.
Got a penalty over here, boys.
A penalty.
About the 34-yard line here.
Penalty at the 34. So let's see how we sort that one out. Probably a block in the back or something along those lines on the return.
It's against the Tigers. Looks like it was declined.
It is a touchdown.
So it's against the Tigers, and that penalty's declined.
Yeah, he just jumped that route and then off to the races. And
Yep, so you can see a great play, and we're going to try to get a number here that would look like is number 22. And 23, which is Jaden Burgess, a sophomore, 6'2", 170. And now we've got a ball game here. Largo, 44, is going to kick this one, which is Cameron Johnson. Kick is up and good.
Johnson's kick is good.
At the close of the first quarter, you're going to have a tied ball game here. When Palmetto, everything was going right, and then the big pick 6.
Yeah, and the thing is, Roth coming into today's playoff game had 18 TD passes with just 4 interceptions. He has been very good protecting the ball, but unfortunate there.
So as the quarter expires here, we've got a great close game, 7-7.
You're watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Region Quarterfinal on TigerVision. Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it. The Florida High School Athletic Association reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship. Play strong, play hard, play fair. This message provided by this station and the FHSAA.
So tell me, what was actually the name of the award? It was you were the #1 stream in the streaming awards. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
For him, it would be leaning to the right.
Low driving kick and into the end zone. And so that's what I was going to say there. It was, looked like he was going to hit it one flat and low.
And eventually that's what he did. The ball went about 10 feet off the ground and into the end zone.
So now the Palmetto Tigers will start this one 1st and 10 from the 20.
Here we go, guys. Hey,
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, 7-7 is not how the game has actually been. When we get the stats up, you'll see the Tigers have been in easy control.
I think I have Tom Porter's microphone for the Arctic Air sideline. Tom, what you got for us?
I don't know, but you guys sound like you're in the Grand Canyon, man. We're echoing like crazy.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm the only one saying that or not.
Roth hands the ball to Brights. Drives forward. Small gain of 3 on the plane. Got a good spot.
Tigers going to stick with the run heavy.
Second and 7 for the Tigers.
You'd like to see some kind of screen game or something develop here, you know? Keying on the run so much.
Roth hands the ball off to Brights and got a big blocker out in front, and he goes down at the 30-yard line. So nice gain. It's going to depend on the spot.
And Harris
looks like a first down.
Yeah, he made the first down. Harris probably saved the touchdown. Watch, you've got your blockers out here, but here he comes with the dive, saved touchdown. It was there.
Jackson Roth. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. High snap. Good patience and driving forward for a gain of 5 is Vantrez Yarn.
Yeah, Brian, I think the key word you said was patience.
Good run, Six. Good run, baby.
As he's breaking to the left here, looking for a hold. Do I run to the left or I run to the right? Chooses to the right. He gets a nice gain of 5 yards.
Seems to have some footing issues. I don't know what kind of cleats he's got on, but that's a couple times now he's go to make a break and just falling straight down.
2nd 5 for the Tigers. I don't know if we had a sideline warning.
Timeout, Tigers.
Timeout for the Palmetto Tigers. They're going to talk things over. Brings up a 2nd 5 here early in the 2nd quarter.
Interesting timing on this. They have been able to still move the ball. Maybe there's something they saw based on some film study that they want to try to take advantage of.
And getting a message in from Donnie Wilkie of the Sarasota Herald Tribune looking in for us. There's been 7. Number 41, Marquez Bryson with 47 yards rushing on the game already. And then number 6, Vantrez Yarn with 58 yards.
So they're well over 100, and we just start in the 2nd quarter.
Oh, nice block, and that time it's going to be Marquez Bryson for the first down.
Yeah, just running it up the gut, straight ahead.
Number 26, Marion Gordon with another tackle.
Tigers average about 180 yards rushing coming in per game, but they're on pace for 400. And my goodness, it's hard to get 250, 300 in a high school game.
And this time Vantrez Yarn, big hit, powers forward, a gain of about 6 on the play. Bring us up 2nd and 4.
Hey, Tom, this has got to be happy, good day for you, the way the line's playing.
So 2nd and 4 for the Tigers. Oh, jumping encroachment on the Packers.
And that'll be enough to move the chains. No.
They're going to say that number 84, Ace Luther, did a little movement and caused the Packers to jump. Second and 8 for the Tigers.
Tight end.
Roth throws it out there. And a good catch. First catch of the evening for number 3, Nazir Pritchford.
Pittsburgh as a sophomore, rated as the number 15th receiver in Class 6A. First catch today. Out of bounds there. Safe throw.
So you can hear the sideline chatter saying punt alert, but this is a manageable third down. Fantrej Yarn in the backfield. Michael Sanders on this side of the line. And they run left. Oh, man, nice pull. And he's got the first down. 63. Ladarian Williams out in front leading the way.
And you know, Jackson Roth is not a running threat. He can run, but he's just managing the game, handing the ball off, and we're just getting, what a vicious hit.
And that number 26, Marion Gordon, has been all over the field. First and 10 for the Tigers. One receiver way out to the right side of the formation. Pritchford over here in a little bunch set. They look, and they've got him. And he's overthrown, and it was Carter. So that little stacked formation to the left caused some confusion, but unable to make the play are the Tigers.
Yeah, first time we've seen the play action today, and they bid on it. Had the receiver open, running down the left side, just couldn't put it to him.
So the Palmetto Tigers have a second and 10. Ball's on the 45-yard line. Roth hands the ball off to Bryson, and really fine tackle, because that one was going to go for a first down. So knifing in there, I believe, was number 53 and 94. 94 is Nazarieth Bradley, the junior, with a good play.
Yeah, might have saved a touchdown, Brian, because there wasn't a lot over on the far side of the field. So 3rd and 5, Brian, 2-down territory.
3rd and 5. This time the Tigers go with an empty set. No backs in the backfield. Roth looks, steps up, throws it out late. Got a wide open receiver. Simeon Matt makes one miss, and he's finally tackled at the 8-yard line. Now you'll see on the TigerVision replay, Ken, quarterback Roth was very close to that line of scrimmage.
Kind of had that linebacker out there in no man's land about what to do. So as he approached the line, as you said, made the receiver open. Watch this on the replay. He can easily run.
Great play.
But it opened up Matt, and then what a great run after catch.
So now the Palmetto Tigers are in the North River red zone. Yarn nowhere to go. That's going to be a loss on the play.
Yes. Looked like he slipped again. I know Tom Porter picked up on that earlier in the game.
No gain on the play.
So it's a 2nd and goal.
In on that last tackle.
And with a loss on the play, they're going to waiting for the mark. Oh, yeah, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 10. Simeon Matt. Very soft coverage over here to the left side of the formation.
The slant.
But they run it with Bryson driving forward. They're trying to get that ball out, and really a gain of only 1. Decision time for the Tigers.
Yeah, 2 down territory. They got 10 in the box. And even despite that, the Tigers have had success running. So let's see what Coach Sanders pulls out of his playbook here.
Okay, so across the line of scrimmage, you've got Simeon Matt, and you also have Carter in the slot, Bryson in the backfield, looking over the sideline. Might have Carter on a little skinny post there out of that formation. There's another flag, and it's going to be a delay of game, I believe. No, it's a false start on the Tigers.
False start against the Tigers. Back them up 5.
Good news, bad news. So what that does in the red zone, it does open up some passing lanes for you.
It gives you a little bit more room to operate. And again, this is a very stout defense. Man-to-man coverage.
I like the post here with Carter.
Yep. There it is.
And
and
it's going to be picked off. It was deflected by
You got to get him.
And
You better
23,
get him.
run down the sideline. Big hit over there.
They didn't flag that.
No, still going and down to the 50-yard line. So you saw 53 peel back with a crack back on number 75, David Hayes. And that's one they're going to be remembering. Palmetto, that got away. You got the look you needed. And the ball in the hands of Simeon Matt. Look at it on TigerVision.
And the Tigers have benefited from 2 of these Oskies in recent weeks. And the interception bug is really hurting us today. And that's all you need in a game like this. Statistically, we have completely dominated this game, but 2 interceptions. And just great awareness there.
And bringing that one down the sideline. You
There's
saw
the
crackback block.
They didn't call it. Knocked the helmet off.
Against the Packers for crackback.
And then you see hug that sideline. And then finally tackled by Colin Griffith. And they did catch that crackback block. So, and that was about at the
foul.
That was about at the 15-yard line, right?
Well, yes, they're marking that ball on the 8-yard line, so they did pick it up.
So they did have
half the distance.
Yep. So they're going to, had a really good return, and in the game without that crackback, that would have been about 120 yards of return yardage out of this team. Because you had one that went for 70, and that one goes.
Yes, very good point, Brian. This makes the interception a little easier to swallow. Putting them back on the 8-yard line.
Yeah, I heard Luke Bussell up here, former linebacker here at Palmetto High School, sip of coffee at USF. He says they've got more return yards
than offense.
Yes, today. Palmetto D creeping up. Big hit. Ball's out, and it's recovered by the Tigers.
Return the favor.
So Paul Moore, Johnny on the spot with a recovery, but I believe it's probably going to be Chase Henson that came across there.
Yeah, let's see if we can pick up who knocked the ball out, Brian.
And that's huge in this game.
And now we got the ball in better field position and
first down.
First down. That was huge. All right.
Approximately 5 minutes remain here in the second quarter.
I couldn't pick up the number.
Actually, 5:25 here in this second quarter.
It looked like a defensive back charging and knocked it loose.
Bryson drives forward to the 3-yard line.
We need to as this game progresses with the chess match, that might be the coming back, might be the key of the game, getting that ball back on a short field.
I don't know if Tom Porter is in position to get a good look on this one, but the Tigers now with a 2nd and goal. Ball is at the 4-yard line. Bryson in the backfield. They hand it to him. Drives past humongous hit.
Hands up.
And very close. They're going to spot him inches short.
Hey, coaches told me 99 caused that fumble and 24 picked it up.
Yeah, that's just the way we called it, Tom.
All right.
Cameron Kennan and recovery by Paul Moore. So we got lucky. You know, that was a huge collision right there.
Yes.
Helmet to helmet. And you could see, you could feel it from up here in the press box. That's hard, how hard of a hit it was. And there's a terrible feeling when you're playing under a high sky today and you get injured and you're lying there on that hot turf, which, you know, heats up rapidly.
It'll burn.
I got to tell you guys, this atmosphere during the day, I can't think of the last time we had a daytime game, especially a daytime playoff game. It's pretty awesome. The field looks great at night with the lights shining on it, but in the sunlight it's totally different. The red at Palmetto is real bright. The weather's great. The little breeze going, nice and cool. I think it's like 76, 78 degrees right now. These fans are definitely enjoying this. Light breeze out of the east here. We're going to punch it in. It's a great day.
Thank you very much for that Arctic Air sideline report.
Paul Moore in the game. It's an up back.
Bryson dives, and he's in for 6.
With 10 players.
10 players on the field.
Palmetto only had 10.
Just imagine if you had 11.
If you had
out
11, well, you only needed to go about a yard there, so.
Sometimes that 11th guy gets in the way, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like playing softball and you need 10 and you only play 9. Sometimes it's better.
Yeah. I loved it when someone didn't show up for those games. Can you get the bat in order?
You get the 3, you get to move that bat in order up quicker. And
now look at the wind. It's coming directly into the face of Liam, and now we have a substitution violation. So that's going to back the Tigers up. Should be irrelevant.
Yes.
Illegal substitution against the Tigers. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
You have an issue on an extra point, short field goal, never call a timeout because the difference between 20 and 25 yards, 99 to 97%.
De minimis? Minimal?
Minimal.
Infinitesimal?
I think you got it.
You got anything else? I'm exhausted of my vocabulary, my limited vocabulary. So Palmetto will kick this one, and I don't believe that Liam Harrell has missed a kick unless there's been a bad snap this year.
Yes.
And Ken Burton here in the press box is knocking on wood and giving me the shh finger.
Hey, he's been solid all season, and at some point we're going to need him for a big kick.
And you got a very fast edge rusher set up in a sprinter
it's like
stance.
They're overloaded here onto the Tiger side.
Oh, low snap. Kick is up, and it is no good. It's off to the right. So, yeah, jinx the Tigers here, Ken. It's like when you're doing a basketball game and you talk about somebody's great free throw percentage. And
comes in and shooting 90, and you talk about it, and then they miss it on the front end of a one-on-one. It's one of those things. Hopefully this won't impact us, but the way the Tiger offense is playing, they could easily go for 2 and stand a real good chance of getting it.
Special assist out to Larry Griffith, out there in the press box. I handed him, I'm having a little echo in the mics here today. Got the
you and me both. It's giving me a headache.
Hearing ourselves twice is one thing. When you have to hear Tom twice with the Arctic Air sideline report, it becomes really trouble.
He may think it's quadruple with you and I.
You get double your money's worth for me, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, 0 times whatever. 0 times 2 is 0, Tom, right? So welcome to the volunteer crew here at TigerVision. You're worth every penny that you're paying.
Every single penny. I may owe them some, actually.
Yeah.
Look for a pooch kick coming our way.
Oh, nice high. Looking into
Better,
the sun.
better get
it's
it.
a live ball.
It's a
Tigers
live
have
ball.
got it. Can't advance a muff in high school, can you? No, that's it. You're down right there, but it'll be Palmetto. It's Palmetto Tigers ball. Unbelievable.
Joe Hills picked that right up on the bounce. And again, I was giving Lakewood Ranch a hard time last week about not studying this. We do it all year, and sure enough, we do it again.
But if you look at the shadows on the field, you'll see this on our TigerVision broadcast. You're not going to see this other places. You can see the shadows in the field are coming toward the press box. So from that angle, they were looking right up into that sun and just completely lost the ball.
And that's a very, very good point. And you're not used to, you don't even practice this time of day.
No.
I mean, this is when the colleges play.
And I have seen so many college games, watching 100 or so games live.
More than that.
I'm missing my third Gator game in 47 years by
you've
here
watched
today.
more than 100 games.
But I've seen that on afternoon games and 3:30 games. It's a factor. Big break for the Palmetto Tigers. Yarn gets the ball, bounces outside, and he goes for a nice gain first down. Before that, I got a little heads up from Donnie Wilkie here from the Sarasota Herald Tribune. The backs were at 70 and 71 yards on the game, respectively. So Yarn has went ahead and pushed that.
So they're
total
going to
up.
be battling who's going to have the most here at the end of the game. But that's right at their season average. And here we are, just here in the second quarter, they have just dominated this game, running the ball, nowhere to go. So he just takes it outside, and there's just plenty of running room. A running back's dream to be able to run like that.
Largo speedster number 1 is down on our sideline here. Looks like he's I don't know if he hit his head or his neck or what's going on, but he's definitely
and that's a big one.
Not feeling too good.
Anthony Harris is a
he
big
is their
part of the program.
go-to guy, the junior. Again, like I've said, one of the premier athletes in Pinellas County, only a junior. He'll be heavily recruited his senior season.
He came off the edge on that extra point, and I think that's what kind of caused the kicker to get a little shy following through. So he was
4'4", 640, I believe. He's a track guy, too.
Yeah, and looking at the stats here, I just got in the first downs. 11 for Palmetto, only 2 for Largo. Game surprisingly close in a game that's been dominated statistically by the Tigers. This time we're going to have a false start on the Tigers. You know, it was a running play, and it looked like maybe Ace Luther got out of his stance a little bit early on the left side of the formation. And in the press box here, Larry Griffin standing on the door with it open here, and it went from about 105 degrees
it's
to
warm
about
in here.
78 instantly.
Tom said it's 76 out there.
It's warmer in here.
Little 85 going on in here.
Oh, big hit there. Nice play by that Largo defense, and we'll sort that out. And that was number 50 again, and that's Isaiah Houdsell.
53.
And that's Zyjon Benson with another big hit.
I bet he's got a headache right now.
Man, what a hit.
Stack the box like that. You're going to win some of those battles. The Tigers have been blessed to be on the winning side of the line of scrimmage so far.
Big tight end is out there in the slot, kind of tips that you might have some kind of screen action on the play, maybe put Carter over there because you've got a big blocker out there. No, he's driving forward, and that one's going to be bounced outside, and ball's out.
Oh, ball's out.
And it's going to be look like recovered by the Tigers. Looked like one of the linemen came back there and got it.
Tigers dodging a bullet there. We'll take them. We'll take them. That ball, a playoff game this late in the year, has been hitting the turf way more than we have seen most all the season. And that could easily decide the outcome of this game.
Well outside of the field goal range here of the Tigers. You really have a choice here. You'll make something manageable, throw it inside of that, first down marker, and settle for a easier field goal on this. So we'll see.
Yeah, run a screen.
Time's down, 4 seconds left as they get the playoff, and Bryson runs around the right side, takes a big hit over there. Nice gain on the play. Ball is spotted at the 21-yard line. That would bring up a 38-yard field goal.
38-yard field goal, kicking dead into an easterly wind, as Tom pointed out earlier.
4th and 12 here for the Tigers.
Yeah, you're going to leave the offense on the field here. Maybe try to draw them off sides. Might be an option. Empty backfield.
That would be, a quarterback draw situation in some. With some offenses, which it went very well. Gets the ball down to the 15-yard line, makes that a respectable field goal. But it looks like the
change of possession there. Yeah, they opted not to go for it.
Which on that,
kicking into that wind, and the fact that they got pressure on the extra point probably negated that.
And on the clock here, 2 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock. 2:26 on the clock for the Packers. They've got a long way. Balls on this 16-yard line.
And the Tigers have won the field position battle here. But one timeout, they could look at getting the ball back here before halftime and do a 2-for-1.
Throws a little slant there. Oh, he throws an out route and completion for about an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, I think I was looking at what you were looking, throwing more to the middle of the field where there were a lot of red jerseys. Nice safe throw, 2nd and short.
He looks now.
Got a rush.
Oh, great play by Henson there. And you could see that easy. Don't want to pick up a penalty there for the Tigers.
So at some point you want to look at getting a timeout here. And I think we got
a timeout. Timeout Largo.
Timeout Largo. So I wonder about that.
That's a little confusing. That is going to leave the Palmetto Tigers with, you got a 3rd down play. It's going to leave the Palmetto Tigers with too much time.
Right. Yeah, we haven't had a punt today, have we? And we don't know how they punt. But if the Tigers can stop them here like they've done so far today, we're going to save that timeout where we can possibly have to get the team out there to kick a field goal, so we could still run the ball to some degree. Yeah, let's stop them here first, Brian.
So I think Largo is going to be down to 1 remaining timeout, and Tigers have 0 timeouts.
Okay.
I
thought we had one still.
Yeah, so I just got a note in. We may have
TigerVision says we have 1.
So 3rd, and so this is a big one for Largo. They really they've got the Tigers to jump off sides, and that is going to be the big sophomore Hines came out of his position. Now it's a whole different situation here. 3rd and 3 now for the Pack. Interesting formation over here. You've got 4 out there, kind of a bunch formation out there. You've got 2 out there in
flag behind them that just came. See it? It just happened.
Could be an illegal formation with not 7 across the line of scrimmage, but let's see.
Waved it. He waved the flag. Waved it.
Wow. So the numbers offensively, the Palmetto Tigers with 191 yards of offense, and the Packers with 26, but still very much in this game. Now he slips, being harassed by Henson. Now he throws a punt down the middle of the field.
There's a pick.
And it's going to be incomplete. So I think you're going to see a punt formation here for the Pack. That incompletion stops the clock.
Yes, the timeout and the incomplete. We're friendly for the Tigers here. We haven't had a punt, so we don't know how good the player is, but. He'll have the wind at his back, but got 2 guys two guys back, which we haven't seen, so I know they want to get their hands up and catch this thing, not let it bounce.
Can't catch a number on the punter back there to kick this one away. I may pick this up on TigerVision. Unable to catch
number
it.
one.
Number one with the kick, and that's a nice high driving
Catch
punt.
it.
And it's going to be caught there, fair caught. And that was Hills, I believe, that was back there for the fair catch.
And they were practicing that in pregame specifically, fair catching. So the Tigers, you'll know how much time we have left here.
1:53 on the clock here for the Tigers.
So plenty of time. We've got a timeout. Probably need to get down to inside the 20 or so for our field goal. So they need about 30, 40 yards. So they can still run the ball. As long as they move the chains, that'll stop the clock.
So 1:53 on the clock.
We're hearing no timeouts up here.
No
for the
timeouts
Tigers.
is what we're hearing. So what you're going to do is you want to throw the ball, complete it beyond the first down markers.
Yes, that'll be your friend.
Maybe one running play. This time they throw the slant. An incomplete pass. The Palmetto Tigers are slipping on this turf.
And a flag coming out from against the Tigers at the end.
And now a penalty on the play stops the clock. They're backing those Palmetto Tigers up. A holding on a quick hitter.
That was
he's the same one that's I'm not going to say it's playoff. Disregard, guys. Great job.
Holding on a quick hitter. In the press box chat or someone said, how can you do that? And the
I don't know if it's been done.
Rebuttal was he just did, and so that's the call.
Yes.
And generally, very good officiating crews here in these games. This time they handed off to surprising run on the play. So maybe
well, there's still time. It looks like they're going no huddle here.
That clock is winding here for the Tigers. Clock 1:40 with the clock running, so there's about 1:35 on the clock here as the Tigers are in no hurry. 2nd and 13. Jackson Roth. This time 3 receivers out here. You got the big tight end in the slot, in the middle of that formation to the left. So Roth takes it, throws the hitter out there, and that's the blocker out there. And Carter shakes through a tackle or two.
Gets
and
out
he's
of bounds.
driven out of bounds. So it's going to stop.
Oh, he says the clock's running.
Oh, they said that the clock continues to wind. That's a surprise. 3rd down and about 7 for the Tigers. 1 minute, about 57 seconds on the clock here. Palmetto Tigers in no hurry. Clock winds.
Yeah, this is, it's like flipping a coin. If you want to move, you want to get down the field, but you don't want to give. If you don't make it, you don't want to give them any time as well.
3rd and 7 for the Tigers. 3 receivers out here. 5 receivers in the pattern. 2 on the left side of the formation. That's Carter and also Nazir Pritchford on the left side.
Hurry.
And that's going to be delay a game.
The back judge was already waving the 5-second warning.
You may want to decline that one and get that clock running, but it's going to now stop the clock while they reset the offense here. Now they've very good job by the crew. They started the clock up again. That was well executed by the officiating crew out here on the field. Palmetto Tigers trying to get set up in the proper position. And they hand it off to Bryson. Going to need a block. He's running hard downhill. Takes a big hit. He's going to be about a yard short. Now, so that's very close, but he's just short.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do any more. They're just going to let the clock run out.
2 yards with a spot.
Ball on the 49. You already have 2 interceptions today. You don't need a third.
No timeout available here. So the clock.
So who called the timeout? Largo? Oh, okay, that's the end of the half.
Okay, that brings us to the end of the half here in a very interesting game. Palmetto with a 13-7 lead, although the offense has been dominant in this game. But
oh, yes. Yeah, they've been lights out. They've already exceeded their season average with rushing yards and first downs. It was at like 12-2, and the one thing is the score does not reflect what the outcome is right now.
So, Palmetto Tigers did defer to open up the game,
yes.
Right? Correct? And
yes.
So Largo did have the first possession, so the Palmetto Tigers will come out in the second half with the first possession. What we've seen out of this Packer team, they're very tough. And there's a couple players that have been dynamic on defense, Marion Gordon being one of them. Don't know what the damage was to Anthony Harris, the wide receiving running back, all-everything player that was injured on the sideline, number 1. And quarterback Xavier Phillips has been steady. But for the Palmetto Tigers, it's all been about the ground and pound today, led by Marquez Bryson and also Van Trejarn.
And what we've seen with the Tigers going back to Parrish, other games late in the season, they've done well in third quarters, especially getting the ensuing kickoff. So anxious to see what they do and come out win the third quarter.
You're watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Region Quarterfinal on TigerVision. Today's game in the 2024 FHSAA Class 6A Football Championships is sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with a membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida student athletes can compete fairly and equitably in an educational environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association, building leaders through teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship. The FHSAA is now on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Snapchat. Tweet us, like us, and tag us on your social platforms by searching for FHSAA. Keep up with teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. Be a fan of it all by following us on social media at FHSAA.
Hey everyone, I'm Bobby Martin, sales consultant here at Conley Buick GMC. Born and raised here in Bradenton, Florida, right here at Manatee Memorial. Right now we have a 1500 GMC Denali. It's a 5.3 V8 gas engine. Here you do get the lifetime powertrain warranty. Also includes 10 years roadside assistance. One of the reasons why you buy here at Conley is because we treat you like family. It's third generation. As many of the people that work here, we are all born and raised here. We take pride in helping the people around us, not only if you're local, but also if you're out of state and everything of that nature. We sell nationwide. One of the biggest things here is we like to take care of everybody. You won't find a better sales staff. You'll never have to settle for anything less than exceptional service. Again, I'm Bobby at Conley Buick GMC. Stop by and see us today.
Dad, what's wrong?
I don't know how to write this next commercial.
Well, what do you want to say?
I don't want people thinking we're not big enough or get enough money for our clients, but I don't know how to say that without sounding cheesy.
I think I have an idea. How about this one?
I'm not that guy.
How about this one?
That's cute, but that's definitely not me.
Well, just tell everyone you have 4 offices on the Suncoast. So you're big enough to handle any case, but local enough to care.
That's not bad, but what about the money?
Well, how else did you afford to put 4 kids in braces?
Howdy, folks. Welcome to Conley Country, where we have a huge selection of GMC Canyons. Who's that?
Hello, my child.
Well, hello there, Mother Earth. Why have you stopped by to join us today?
Well, as a theoretical being that can literally pick up a canyon, I wanted to advise the people how they can be just like me, but they must stop at Conley Buick GMC, for all the other dealers will send them up the river.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Yes, indeed. It's also very kind not to litter your huge styrofoam gas station soft drink cup out the window onto the freeway. But back to the canyon at hand. You can get colors like volcanic red, summit white, and my personal favorite, solar flare. Available now at Conley Buick GMC, where they treat you like family. I highly recommend them.
Well, we're very happy to have your endorsement.
Well, tonight's ladies' night at Club Equator, so I must be going.
All right, goodbye now.
Goodbye, my child. Don't forget to hit the light switch on the way out of the house.
Well, there you have it, folks. Mother Earth.
Stop by Conley Buick GMC today to purchase a brand new 2024 Canyon. Tell them Mother Earth sent you.
Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Conley Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Conley Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
Hey guys, it's Alan Conley from Conley Buick GMC. Halftime's almost over, so make sure you stay tuned. Go Tigers!
Uprights that have been damaged, they have a slight tilt to the south here. It's about 9.6 on that side of the crossbar and about 10.6 on the other crossbar. But here I'm joined by a very special guest today, and I wanted to say a shout out to media. You know, today Donnie Wilkie was here with the Sarasota Herald Tribune. You know, we were talking through statistics during the game live. But, you know, years ago in the 90s, there were so many things that supported high school athletics, and then it just kind of faded away. And today I'm joined by Andy Villamarzo. And Andy, he's been a sports writer in the Tampa Bay area since 2007, writing for publications such as the Tampa Bay Times, Tampa Tribune, the Suncoast News, Tampa Beacon, Hernando Sun, just to name a few. And he resides out of the Tarpon Springs area, and he started as a writer with SB Live Sports in the summer of 2022, covering the Tampa Bay area. And he really has become one of Florida's foremost authorities on high school sports, and he appears frequently on podcast, radio programs, and digital broadcasts as an expert on team rankings and recruiting and much more. But you know, Andy, I wanted to say a special thanks. You know, the volunteers here, we do the best we can. We're doing a media day earlier this year, and the tough questions and the follow-up questions and all the meat and potatoes were provided by you. But let's look at the halftime stats here first, and this is interesting. Largo with 11 rushing attempts, only 33 yards, 4 passing attempts, only 8 yards. 41 total yards. And then for Palmetto, rushing attempts 32, 160 yards, pass attempts 8 for 42, 202 yards. In a game that looks like it's totally dominated by the Tigers, it really has been the quarterbacks, Palmetto with 2 interceptions, and then Largo quarterbacks thrown an interception. But let's take it now to the pro. Andy, some of your input on what's going on around in the area.
Well, and thank you guys for having me, by the way, here on the halftime show. And this game in particular, just, yes, I mean, yardage-wise, you're looking at it, and it's like, this should be, you know, Palmetto, you think by maybe 2-3 scores, but turnovers, miscues, I actually just tweeted it out on X, just if they can minimize that, I think you can get kind of a cleaner game, a little bit more free-flowing. I think right now it's just been just trying to string together a few good plays in a row to be able to put together some kind of drive. And Largo opened up the game with the interception on their first drive. Palmetto was able to go down, Bryson scoring the touchdown. But, I mean, interceptions, just the false starts, the penalties, I mean, this all compounded into kind of just I don't know, I guess for a Saturday afternoon, it's to be expected, right? Because you don't play high school football on a Saturday afternoon. You played on Friday nights, and I put out a couple pictures of, the light fixtures are gone, the scoreboard obviously damaged by the hurricanes. So I know there's folks out there on X and social media, they're like, why the heck is there a playoff game on a Saturday? And it's like, well, if you saw what the stadium lights look like and then the scoreboard, you would probably understand why they're playing here on a Saturday afternoon. But I definitely commend Coach Sanders. He's done a great job this season. I just did a poll on Coach of the Year candidates, like who do you think has been doing a good job so far this year, and I kind of looked at them from last year, just only having a few wins, and then this year 9-1 record. I'm sure there's people who probably would say, well, what about the schedule? Well, I mean, Palmetto can only play what they have out in front of them, and what they've had in front of them is 10 tests, and they've passed 9 of them. So and the only loss being to rival Manatee, which I hold in a high regard. I think Manatee is one of those top 25 teams in the state. I think Jacquez has done a great job over there. So, I mean, to me, what Palmetto has done this season, maybe today's performance so far hasn't kind of shown what they have done, but I expect them in the second half to kind of right the mistakes and be able to kind of play a cleaner second half.
Yeah, and today, as you mentioned, the ball's been on the ground. You've had unable to field a kick because of the that high sun up there in the sky. It's been a goofy day. Going back, Palmetto, amazing job. The beginning of the year, I'm thinking about it back in the media day times. Coach Sanders lost 11 starters off the team, and then he had a lot of good players. The hiring of Sanders was late, and so a lot of players made that trip across the river, played on Manatee. And, they lost in the game to Manatee 35-7 in a game that 2 of the players that made interceptions and 2 or 3 of the touchdowns were scored by players that were on Palmetto's spring game roster. And people don't realize with all that going on, to pull it all together, as Coach Sanders and his staff has done, and it's just a delight to see. And I listen to the defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators as they're calling games around us, and it's just been a delight as a fan to watch that. Now you cover the Hernandez, all the area here, and what are you seeing with the teams maybe from Pinellas County and Pasco County? How do they match up against these Manatee County 941 teams, Andy?
Well, next week, the winner of this game, I mean, they'll play Wiregrass Ranch, and they won last night against Royal Palm Beach. And talking to somebody who did get to see Wiregrass Ranch a couple weeks ago, I've got to see them against Mitchell. It was the Class 6A District 9 championship game, and that was Wiregrass's only loss on the season. They lost to Mitchell, but I mean, if Palmetto, just speaking kind of in a spectrum of if Palmetto advances and they host Wiregrass Ranch, probably same time, same place here. I think you're going to get a lot of the same, running the football. Wiregrass Ranch features a running back, Nathan McNeil.
Yes.
He's a Iowa commitment, really hard running back. Got to see him up close and personal. I mean, he's nice size kid. I mean, he's what you want at the next level when you're kind of looking at combination of size and speed. They also have Bryce Randolph. He's an athlete for them, two-way player at wide receiver, safety. He's a Liberty commit. They got a quarterback, Dylan Rose Bailey. Some folks probably don't, they don't put it together, but Rocco Beck, he's Iowa State starter in college football. He played at Wiregrass Ranch.
I remember played against the Tigers, yes.
So it's like they've held a strong line of quarterbacks these last 2 or 3 years, and they continue that with Rose Bailey under center. So I expect it, if Palmetto does end up playing Wiregrass Ranch, I think that could be a really good, matchup, just kind of looking at it on paper. And I think it'd be a little bit of a mental edge for Palmetto going in, because knowing that a couple years ago in the postseason, they beat Wiregrass Ranch.
Correct.
So it's almost like you got to come in here and show us that you can do it, because on paper, probably people would say Wiregrass Ranch, would be the favorite. But, when you look at it, Palmetto will have home field advantage. Obviously, playing on a Saturday afternoon is a little wonky, so it's kind of like anything could go, because you got to prepare to play, during the day. You're always getting used to playing at night, and I will say, just being out on the field, it is a nice day. If anything else, it's just the sun's coming beating down in you. It's just a little different when you're playing on a Saturday afternoon versus a Friday night.
Yeah, and I really had kind of a long week, and I was up, early this morning. It's probably 58 degrees out there, very nice football playing weather. But today it's like it's going to probably get up to 84 degrees, and probably right now at this time. Pretty hot to be playing high school football this late in the season, but it is what it is. We're lucky with our counties where we live to survive this thing this year, and be able to, to even be able to, without cancellation, to keep things going, playing a lot of crazy things with Thursday night games. Palmetto's played on Thursday, Friday, Saturday now, and has played 2 games in 1 week, and I'm sure everybody up in north of us here, where where you're from, has had to go through the same thing. Weird.
I've gotten a chance to go around the state. I was at when the hurricanes hit, I actually went to the Florida Panhandle. I got to see Mosley play Niceville in a game. Niceville perennially like one of the top Panhandle teams. Mosley, they actually lost last night to Foaming Island, but they've got a really good team. I could say, I've been in almost every quadrant of the state this year, starting in South Florida. Been in the South Suncoast, Central Florida, Northeast Florida, Panhandle, Mid-Central Florida, Tampa Bay area. So I think the only area I haven't been in is Southwest Florida this season. So maybe I got to pay Naples or one of those teams a visit. But it's been like the last couple years that these hurricanes have really made it to where if you're somebody that wants to bounce around like me and be crazy and go to all these games to see what everybody looks like, it kind of stinks that you have these hurricanes coming through, but it does provide an opportunity for these games to be played on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Saturday. Heck, I spoke with FHSAA officials, and people were talking about this tropical storm Sarah, and I posed, is there any kind of plan behind that? And they said there's nothing official, but they kind of mentioned, like, if they had to play on a Saturday or a Sunday, it might have to happen. So you could see Sunday high school football. Who knows?
Oh man, and that could be a conflict of interest for a lot of those that have the faith, family, education, sports number 4 on the priority list.
Yep.
Speaking of that, Troy Bellamy today, generally one of our Arctic Air sideliner, he does reports for us out here. He has his grandson today, so he was victim of faith family. He was victim of number 2 on that one, usually involved in our broadcast here. But one thing that I appreciate what you do, Andy, is, and this is really the only reason we do what we do, is the advancement of the student athletes and where they go from this point. Yes, it's entertaining to watch them, but it's really more important to us to watch them get that next opportunity, whether they're playing D1, D2, in the NAIA or whatever the case may be. And the support that we give these student athletes like you do, it's awesome when you can talk like Beck, which you mentioned previously, where they're going, where they're being recruited, and it really just assists the student athlete with the more exposure that we can give for them. So we thank you so much for that.
Well, thank you guys, and definitely you guys did a terrific job at the Legacy Hotel with the South Suncoast Media Day. Getting to just be there, ask the questions. The way you guys ran it, very professional, and just being able to have that forum for the student athletes, the coaches, to be able to have the platform to talk about their teams before the season, and just the great broadcast here today, just seeing it, kind of from wherever on the field and seeing it in the corner on the big screen. I mean, it's a great job you guys do, and I try to recognize anyone around the state for what they do. So I repost the heck out of things. So if people tag me, I do my best to try to put it back out there, as long as it's like in some kind of positive light.
Oh, absolutely.
So
and we're positive spinners. One of the great things, I saw a Lakewood Ranch player made a great reception in the game. It was a Palmetto win last week, but immediately it's up there on X, and I thought, wow, that's really cool. And that's really why we do what we do, and it's fun. The evening or the trip up to the college football game on Saturdays, like I do, I will see, games that we've posted with highlights of student athletes, and great. It could be a blocked punt where the guy makes a ridiculous play that'll never be seen again. It's going to be out there on YouTube for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
When he can say, I did that one time, and he's up, talking to his buddies. No, you never did that. You never. Well, you want to see it? It's at 5:36 at this spot on this tape, and that's why we, do what we do. So,
absolutely.
And I just appreciate you, Andy, because there's the pros versus Joes. Today, this halftime, we have a pro with us, and I just deeply respect that. Thank you very much, Andy.
I appreciate it, and thank you guys for everything you do and having me on here.
Okay, well, thank you. We're going to take a little bit of break, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter actions. Thank you very much, Andy.
Thank you.
You never know what boon you're going to get. You may get a 100% boon, or you may get a boon with a limp, but he's going to be trying to be 100% boon. Those old like.
Yeah. What did he have, gout or something?
I don't know. I think he had something else.
Yeah, we saw him. We were at the Bucks game, and we saw him doing that snooze. Yeah. Just like we're walking up by the ship, and then it's like, there's Boone. He's going up the ship? Yeah.
We're back after the conclusion of the halftime show, the Richardson Stanton Roofing halftime show. We're ready for action here on a very warm day in sunny Florida. And the Largo Packers will kick this one away. And number 44 for the Packers, that's Cameron Johnson. He's listed as a center, defensive end, defensive tackle, and throwing in little kicking responsibilities for this game.
Jack of all trades. Finding a way to get on the field.
Returning for the Tigers, you have Van Trezjarn along with Maurice Carter back there, awaiting. Coming into the field late is number 13, Ronald Collins, a freshman that's going to be out there on the kick team. Now running off the field is number 34, Jaquez Felton, another freshman. And now waiting for the whistle. We're going to have back to live action. So Cameron Johnson approaches the ball. It's a flat, low kick, and it's angling for the sideline. It's going to be picked up by Carter. Needs to make a man miss. Steps up through the crease, rolling forward, hanging onto the football, driving forward. It's getting a little assistance to the 34-yard line.
Kind of had the whole team assisting him there those last few yards. Great return, good field position. Tigers have done well this season with this starting the second half, going back to the Parish game when we were losing and took the ball right down the field methodically, as they've done in recent weeks. So let's see if they can hold true to that, Brian.
Yeah, coming out of the halftime here, just what the doctor ordered would be what you like to say, Ken, a long, sustained running drive here. Let's see what the Tigers do. Two receivers out to the left side of the formation, pistol depth. They hand the ball off to the big back. Gets a block out there, and really fine play. He's tripped up. Only a gain of 1 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, probably one of our shorter runs. You know, the things with the Tigers, over 200 yards rushing here in the first half, but none of them have been too long, like 25 yards. They've all been 7, 8, 9, 12, 15.
3 receivers in the formation. This time they need to get a block out there. Great catch on the play, and that's Carter. And he spins out of the tackle and then steps out of bounds. And that's going to stop the clock, and it's a gain to the 38-yard line. So now that brings really no gain on the play.
Carter makes a great adjustment over his shoulder and turns to the Tiger bench and picks it up like a clockwise move there, just to get it back.
Again, a
short gain.
Short gain on the play.
Gain.
Brings up a 3rd and 6 for the Tigers.
They're stacking the box.
Stacking the box, and now they have Van Trezjarn in the backfield. They're changing things up at the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver Simeon Matt now wide to the right boundary. Got a little early start.
Tight end.
Tight end down the middle, and a big catch, and there is 84, Ace Luther. And there's a penalty on the play, probably going to be a targeting on that one.
Yes, I think you're right, Brian. He's been quiet today. He's had a couple penalties, but it was just a matter of when, and we've seen that time and again, and comes through there with the clutch catch. Holds on with the big hit and add 15 to it.
You know, Ace Luther, 6'3", 225, 230-pound sophomore, and he has great hands and a large catch radius. He's got those long arms, which is great for blocking and certainly great. It really makes things great, easy for a quarterback. You got that big of a target.
He is an imposing figure at tight end for sure.
10:52 on the clock. Van Trezjarn. Oh, nice block out there by Luther. And then a big run. So you saw the tight end on the play before with a great catch and run. You know, takes a big hit, but shows he's up to the task with a great block.
Yeah, so the Tigers go from a 3rd and long to now knocking on the door to the red zone here. And just like we've seen all day, just looking for a hole to run through, nothing there. I'll just keep going outside. I can outrun these guys. Nice positive gain.
Carter is wide to the left on the short side of the field, and way over there on the far side of the boundary is Simeon Matt. They hand the ball off. Good run. Vanchez Yarn grinds forward, and he's going to go for a gain of 6 on the play. Brings up a second and 4. Or excuse me, a gain of 5. Brings up a second.
So he
and
likes
5.
to run, but you're going to cut outside, cut right through the hole there. And again, positive yards.
Love to see the telestrator there, Ken.
It's challenging. Having
Second
fun.
and 5.
I feel like John Madden.
What makes our life easy? The guys behind us.
Yes,
make it
all the toys.
So easy for us. Now, the big back. It's Marquez Bridson in the backfield. They hand it to him. Oh, huge bottling. Runs through the linebacker. You can see that offensive line out there late. 63. Ladarian Williams, prior to the whistle, was just blowing somebody up on the right side. But Bridson, look at that body line.
Right there is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he's got, Bridson's got the lean.
That's the way to do it.
We'll take this all day.
Here on this sunny day, the Palmetto Tigers are running east and west, but that's what you would normally call the north and south running version. And Bridson's back in the backfield again. He's got it again. Oh, good stop there by number 55, I believe, and that is Riley Wilson. A gain of only 1 on the play brings up a 2nd and 9. Slow getting up, though. You know, that Bridson now goes over the 100-yard mark on the game.
And it'll just be a matter of time before Yarn gets there.
And we've got 8:23 on the clock here. Palmetto Tigers have the ball. It is now a 2nd and 9. Jackson Roth hands the ball off to Vantrez Yarn. Nice little move there. Jump cut. 23 initially on the tackle is Jaden Burgess. You know, 23 and 26 on this defense have been very active in this game, making a lot of tackles.
They're making a lot of tackles.
Never a good thing out of the safety position, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, when you get your 20s, having to leading your team in tackles is a sign for a long day. 2 down territory, Brian.
3rd and 7, Palmetto Tigers. Can get a first down here.
Yes. I think if they get close, they're going to go for it.
Slipping on his cut is Bridson, loss on the play, and he's down at the 10-yard line, so that would bring up a 27-yard field goal for Liam Harold. Very important conversion here, Ken. This game is well within reach. 13-7.
It's a one. Yes. Yeah, and that's the first time we've seen him slip. Now Yarn has slipped a couple of times. He's kept his footing, but it's a little slick out there today.
And now they're sorting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got 11 players on the field. Overload right on that.
So you want to watch this one. He's the one that blocked it last time.
Good snap. Kicks up, and it is high, but it looks like it is good. Just inside of that right upright. And that upright over there is not the one that's leaning a little bit to the south. And, on the other side of the field, that would have definitely been good, but that was very close, Ken.
That was like being in East Lee County where we could maybe dunk on one end, maybe if we were hoping and wishing.
Yeah.
Because it was like at 9 foot, maybe.
Yeah. So
but a critical kick here to put the Tigers up with a 2-score. Feel a little bit better now. Not good enough. Great shot there. On the screen, but Tigers need to just keep playing great here on defense.
Now 6:45 on the clock. The clock is stopped here. Palmetto Tigers about to kick this one off.
So again, like Parrish, like all these games, when we started the second half, long sustained drive, that was 5 minutes and 15 seconds.
Looks like they're going to Liam Harold. They're going to switch things over here, probably kick up into that sun. The sun's pretty intense. You could see the shadows on the field, and they called a procedure on the kicking team.
Yeah, they have number 1, Anthony Harris, over on the far side, and I would not kick the ball to him.
I'm unsure on the rule on that. We'll probably get one of the press guys that could tell us what happened there. Pre-whistle, you had 11 out there, and you shifted pre-whistle. I would think that'd be okay. But
yeah, we've been doing it all season, right?
Yeah, we've done that the entire season.
Okay, so Largo has now put Anthony Harris over now here on the Tiger side on about the 28-yard line because they know we're going to kick it this way.
I don't know if Anthony has his visor, or a
shade into the sun. Yes.
He'll be looking up into the sun. That's a high kick. He's going to be tough. Fair catch called. Oh, and no, not a penalty there. A very nice. Anthony Harris looked like a soccer player on that one. He had a pretty nice flop going there as Zorian Roberson was running by.
Yeah, it was interesting. He's the one that caught the ball, the one we were worried about, but the up back in front of him was the one that was calling the fair catch. So can you hit the fellow if he didn't fair catch? If he didn't wave it off?
And it ended up being a 50-50 ball between, friendly fire back there on the return game by the Packers.
So 38-yard line, that might be their best starting field position all day.
Over here wide to the right is Xavier Edmonds. Good-looking wide receiver. 3 receivers on the left side of the formation.
Don't jump.
And then they'd run the back and really had a nice fill there. And there's Bryson, the running back linebacker, comes up, and it'll be a 2nd and 8. That's nice.
That's nice. He's got a lot of energy to dish it out on the offense and then return the fire on defense.
2nd and 8 here. Good-looking receiver out here, number 13, Ronald Collins, a freshman. Very tall on the right side of the formation, 2 receivers out to the left. Slot back on this play is Marion Gordon. And in possession, Largo. 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Palmetto, 23-34. Handed to me, kicking it old school on a yellow legal pad.
It doesn't get better than that.
With the clock being called up here in the press box, it shows technology, which is wonderful for us, sometimes can be extremely overrated. The accuracy level, amazing here.
He's got like 3 or 4 pieces of paper going on there, and then he's got a half sheet going. Definitely old school, and it works.
And he's doing all this with pens, so there's no pencil,
nope.
So he can cipher without a pen or paper. He's amazing. And they throw it out there to the back, incomplete pass. That is an incomplete pass, very close to being a lateral. And Carter thought he was going to scoop and score on that one, but good call by the officiating crew.
Yeah, dodged the bullet there with Harris missing that ball. I guess he heard those footsteps coming, and you got to watch that thing all the way in, and that's easier said than done.
3rd and 8 here for the Packers. Difficult situation here behind the chains. Palmetto up pretty close to the line of scrimmage. Now dropping back is Paul Moore. Good play. Oh, and he set up in there. Oh, incomplete pass. Or it's a pass over the hands of Joe Hills, but there's going to be a flag on the play. And it is illegal shift prior as the play broke. So a big play there goes for naught, and the Packers will Palmetto Tigers will take this penalty, and this one's going to be backed up.
The Packers have been their worst enemy sometimes today, but Joe Hills almost getting up in the air, just over the outstretched fingers there, and nearly had that thing picked. but they make the play, but it's coming back, Brian, and it's going to put them even farther, as we're already at the water break here in the third quarter.
So at the water break, Palmetto Tigers with the lead. Nice look at the flags here. You see there's a pretty steady wind here today on this hot afternoon.
Yeah, the dynamics of playing a game on Saturday, I know y'all talked a little bit about it at halftime. It's a great thought. It's different, you know, practicing softball in the afternoon and then you play a game at night. Even just playing the silly game of softball, you need to have a night practice just to get acclimated to being able to pick the ball up under the lights. So it's definitely a variable that you've got to contend with here.
And as you get older, I would much prefer to play in the light of the day than be playing at night with those lights, especially guys like you that hit it above the lights, you know, and it's very difficult out there. Now this time, big pass rush. They throw it across to the receiver, breaks the tackle, and he's got the first down. Great play. Late hit by Paul Moore on the sideline. No flag. They missed that one, but Anthony Harris, huge completion there for the Packers.
He's very dangerous. That's why he's one of the best players, class of 26, coming across the field here. And he's yards away from that first down, but he's looking for it, and he makes it.
Palmetto dodged a bullet, 18-yard completion there. But, you know, that's one you can get away with on your own sideline sometimes late at the end of that play. Big rush by Hills. He's got him. An amazing play by the quarterback, you know, Phillips, just to hang on to the ball. But, you know, untouched, Joe Hills out of his outside linebacking position.
Yeah, here he comes. There's nobody there to pick him up. Usually you have a back there that's looking for that first person, but Brian I don't know how he held on to the ball.
And he was very fortunate because Chase Henson had dodged the blocker and was low, and if that would have been timed a little bit differently, that would have been very tough on the legs of the quarterback. But Joe Hills, you know, we've seen him do that. He'll get that jump, and as you said earlier, you know, he's going 15 miles an hour at the snap. He timed those just right. Now, a little slant, nice little play, but incomplete pass. A little bit hot for the receiver coming across. A little high, a little hot for Barry Williams.
Yeah, passing is not their strong suit. I mean, they're good at it, but I think the Tigers getting that pressure with just the front four there on that play, making them hurry it up just enough to throw it off a little bit.
In this sophomore rotation, you have number 99. You have Chase Henson, who's about 6'4" and 210, sophomore, and you're replacing with number 15 for the Tigers, which is Arthur Amarin on the end, who is a senior. And then you've got guys like number 17, Hines, a sophomore in the rotation. They're all about that same 6'3", 200-plus size. Amarin with a good rush. There we go. Chasing down the quarterback. He rolls to his left. Great job of staying with that one. Amarin with a late hit after the play. No need for that. My goodness.
Yeah, that thing, that flag's over there by the track.
That's going to be
because that's where the quarterback ended up, Phillips.
Now, not an automatic first down in high school football.
So here he comes, and it's going to end up over here on the far sideline. As you follow the quarterback, the thing is he's keeping up with him step by step. That's good for a big man.
Trivia question to all those who are watching. Great speed. But he chased him, 35 yards across the field, between where he started from, and then just needed to pull up on the end. So there's the penalty. It's going to be a personal foul, 15 yards. For those of you watching the game. We know that in high school football, pass interference and defensive holding are not automatic first downs. How about the personal foul?
Spot. Is it spot? If he hit him at the 38, that's going to get them in a third and less than 10.
So the question to that's a trivia question out there to all those, and we're just going to pretend like we know the answer. But is that going to be a first down?
I say no.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer.
Yes. Personal foul.
Again, another personal foul. 2 personal fouls in the play.
That's enough to get him first down. That'll get him there. Maybe because 2 of them hit him out of bounds, might be the 2 personal fouls.
So
that's
roughing the passer,
play.
and then something occurred along the side of the track over there.
Well, if this white hat would call holding every once in a while as the Tigers are being tackled in the backfield, maybe there would be offsetting penalties and we'd be right back where we were. But they are literally tackling our defensive ends. It's crazy. He's looking right at it.
Thank you for that Arctic Air sideline report. Now the Packers in great shape, nearing the red zone. Phillips. He looks. Oh, he looked for the out and up. He's got a receiver, and he's in 4-6. Yeah, he's got it.
We got the holding call. We got it, baby. Finally.
There's a flag back here for spinning the ball.
Also, a personal foul. This is going to be very interesting. So we're going to have a holding. You get a touchdown play.
And then there's a third one on the 15-yard line.
There's a holding. And then we're going to have a personal foul. And then we're probably going to have a retaliation by the Tigers. We'll see how they sort this one out.
Joe Hills is pointing back. So, Tom, you might have got your 30 yards.
Oh, it's definitely holding. I'm wondering if he's listening to the broadcast, actually. And he took a while to call that one. If you watch that replay, he looks at it and he thinks about it and then just nonchalantly throws it up.
It's all about you, our very number one Arctic Air narcissist sideline reporter, Tom Porter. It's all about you.
I'm only wrong 90% of the time, so just keep that in mind.
Even a
better than us.
Even a blind squirrel find an acorn. So you got that one right. So the holding, we're going to have to spot foul. Holding. It's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Then
3 at the trifecta.
Foul. And then a sideline warning on Palmetto, which is not a 15-yard. That's the first one of the game.
You get a warning.
Yes, you get a warning.
You get a warning.
The
So that's
next
just a W.
The next one will be 15 yards. So so basically with a holding penalty, that ended up being a touchdown ending. That was a 30-yard penalty from where he threw the ball, and took points off the board.
Again, 4 or 5 plays make the outcome of a game. You've got this one right here where they catch the ball, and then back after the interception where they fumbled it right back to us.
Yeah.
Couple of plays are going to make the outcome of this game.
I don't know if we got a water break or what.
Now, you got all the coaches there trying to figure out what's going on here.
So there is 4 minutes and what we do know, there is 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter.
And the Packers have to get to the 18 for a first down. They are at midfield. They just scored a touchdown that was returned back. And what down are we, Brian?
Yes.
It's first down, according to across the field.
Just got word that LeJohntay Wester just had a punt return touchdown in the game today at Colorado.
And that's why we do what we do here. Thank you for that Arctic Air sideline report. If you watched Colorado, we watch LeJohntay Wester and Jalen Wester, big baby. The linebacker for us. LeJohntay had that Hail Mary. We used to watch him here on TigerVision. Now it's great to watch those Colorado Buffs.
He's catching one every week for a score, it seems like.
This time either look out, flip it out to the back late. Good tackle. Good tackle. And that is by Zorian Roberson. Zion Roberson.
Zion, yeah, that was form tackle 101 right there. I mean, he doesn't make that tackle. There's another 10, 15 yards.
Oh, yeah. They're
one-on-one tackle.
Yeah, that's going to be a 25-yard gain on that one. So really way to break it down and make a tackle. Zion Roberson, he has shown good tackling skills as a lean, long football player. Probably going to be a corner or safety on the next level. Bryson chases him down the sideline, and he's tackled a nice gain on the play. And so that'll bring up a manageable now, 3rd and we'll call it 8.
And that's Harris again, their go-to guy. Just getting the ball in your best player's hands, just a down and out. Not a lot of room to work there, but he's getting 10 or 15 yards after he caught the ball.
Yeah, they said he stepped out, so it's a gain of 22, 3rd and 10 now for the Pack. Looks like 2-down territory here, Ken.
For sure.
Hand the ball, Boyd. He slips on the turf, and he has a gain of about 3 on the play. But, man, he had set him up at that jump cut.
It was there.
He had cleared a lane, and we've seen quite a bit of that on this hot afternoon. Turf a little slippery.
There's our stress box. Great guys. Great job, guys.
Those guys all make it happen. The talent behind TigerVision. Behind us in the stress box. Great job today, fellas. You make our life much easier. Now going wide to the left is Xavier Edmonds on the left side boundary. On this side, the big receiver, 26. Watch him, Marion Gordon. Probably a delay of game. Delay of game on the Packers.
They have been their own worst enemy today, Brian, just with just little fouls here and there.
And Xavier Phillips, he may be accustomed to looking at a play clock, and he's probably looking through a vacant section of the scoreboard here at Palmetto High. No help there today. Oh, big rush. Nice throw and incomplete pass. So number 15 for the Tigers, that's Arthur Amarant. Again, the senior. This time, kept it clean.
Joe Hill's on the coverage. Again, just getting a pass rush with your front four has been very good to thwart their passing game today.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining on the clock. I just had a whisper in my ear that there was 3:02 pre-play, and just as I was about to say that, I heard it, here in the press box. We have so much help behind us and up here.
We're blessed.
Oh, we're blessed. With a lot of help, and we appreciate everybody's help tonight. Little bit tough here, in this afternoon game at Palmetto High. 3 receivers out to the right. This is going to be a running play. They hand it off to Big Bryson. Very good defense initially, but he grinds forward for a gain of about 3. Now the Palmetto Tigers really need to grind some of that clock and, go out for maybe one more score and then play some defense.
Absolutely. The clock is our friend right now. We don't want to make any mistakes. And just at that stat that you had there just a little while ago, the time of possession, definitely play it in our favor. So we got looks like maybe a cramp.
And maybe we'll get an update on the time of possession here from Don Wilkie. He's got his abacus, and he's cranking that out. And now Bryson with 102 yards, and then Van Tresyard with 97.
But again, the balance of our running game with those 2 backs is makes it tough for defenses to have to prepare.
And if you looked at the production from those backs, I think there were 2 carries that we went pregame, 2 carries separating the 2, right?
Yes, great memory. I think Yarn had 124, and Bryson had 126 coming in. Now, the only difference between the 2 of them is that Bryson's got 14 touchdowns coming into today, and Yarn only had 6 running.
And Bryson got out there with 2 touchdowns early in this game.
He's the dead giveaway about with the offense that he's going to be the guy that scores. I thought he would be like in the top 10 in the state as far as scoring touchdowns, but he was like 18, 19. But he's having a great season, and then he turns around and goes out there and plays linebacker.
Both players. Both,
yes.
Both backs
well, yeah.
play both ways.
Yeah, they play both ways. Class 6A football in Florida.
Now, Trezjarn, nowhere to go. Great peel back block there by Stephen Aristotle, but this time the defense just too good on that play.
Yeah, I don't think he hit 100 on that time, but
that's going to. So that brings up a 3rd and 9 for the Tigers.
I think if you throw it, another safe toss to the tight end would be good. A screen. We haven't run a screen today, I don't believe. But
there's a couple different variations. You can run a tunnel screen, a bubble screen. You can run a jailbreak screen. But the tight end here would show that they're probably going to run some type of underneath.
Kind of run it.
They run the ball, nowhere going. Tried to fool them on that one. And this time, Trezjarn nowhere to go. It's going to bring up a punting situation for the Tigers.
And I believe this is the first time the Tigers have punted all day here, and we're late in the 3rd quarter. One thing that scares me here is
very scary.
Very
scary.
Kicking plays can turn around a game quicker than anything, and we need to. We got a great long snapper here. Just need to flip the field.
And the big plays, special teams today and defense for the Packers, keeping them in this game.
Yes, you're so right.
And you're just, and I hate to, you're
a flag, Brian.
You're one bad snap and substitution issue here for the Tigers.
Yeah.
Another violation on knee pads. We're stopping the game for knee pads.
Have they made a call all year on knee pads? I don't recall.
Tom Porter with our Arctic Air sideline reporter. He's getting into the into the weeds, with that one. Or the mouthpiece is not worn properly, or
Coach Sanders had a teaching moment there with
so
player coming off the field.
I think we covered that up, yeah.
There's not a lot of training for backup snapping in high school football, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Was that on Schoppacher on that?
It was a snapper, yeah. Yep.
Oh,
and I believe I heard him say he's not allowed back in the game, possibly.
Because of knee pads?
Because of knee pads, twice.
Okay, so
we're cracking down on knee pads, boys.
The issue would have been that, and then some kind of chatter.
Yeah, he got a little verbal with the ref after, which obviously you can't do. But knee pads are serious.
This is scary here. This is scary.
Come on, 14, you got this.
Oh my goodness! So now Calvin Diggs is going to snap this one.
Nice.
Not too bad. There he goes.
Nice punt.
A wobbly kick.
Bounces,
and it's going to be down there by number 22.
That's better than not too bad. That's a pretty good snap right there in that situation, coming in cold in the end zone.
Yeah.
That's a great snap.
Yeah, you're in a playoff game, and you don't want to be 20 years down the line and we lost the game because I made a bad snap. And you're dogged the rest of your life with it. That's a
And
thanks for bringing that up, Ken. But it's been 30 years.
You made the good snap.
About every other.
Yeah. So Jamari Smith, hustling down that one. Yeah, you want it. And a long snapper, you're playing defense or whatever, and you may have your hands taped. You don't think you're going to be, and suddenly you're in there. So good play. Oh, nice run. And that's number 7, and that is Xavier Edmonds. So they're putting it all out there. They got wide receiver, free safety, running back.
He's contributed to them offensively, part of that three-headed monster.
And he's only 159 pounds, 5'11", but he's elusive. You can see that, this time he is met. And
he's
no
fresh.
gain on the play.
He looks fresh, too. Okay. They started on their own 48, and the Tigers' defense has been so strong today.
And at the end of the 3rd quarter, the Palmetto Tigers hanging on to a tenuous 16-7 lead over the Packers.
You're watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Region Quarterfinal on TigerVision.
Tow your boat safely from the stream. Got the Hummer, it's an EV. GMC on my FEET. And you know we keep 100 of the fleet V. Hit goals and I love it when they beat. Hottest dealer in the region of the Southeast. Conley GMC was recently just crowned king. Stop by today and get Acadia for you and get Denali for your cousin. Kenya for your granny and Sierra for your husband. Make a great impression when you roll up to the function. The boat behind the truck and you can tow it like it's nothing.
But the Packers have a chance to get this game within range.
Yes, yeah. They go into their bread and butter. Anthony Harris there. So not getting close to red zone.
Big. Number 10 for the Tigers is Autry Walker, big tackle, and number 9. On that one was Sarah McClinton. Had a pretty quiet game for him. Came in with some big numbers coming into the game, but Kennedy with a great tackle.
Yeah, he's been quiet. Came in with the leading rusher with over 450 yards, I believe.
So now 2nd and 10 for the Packers. Xavier Phillips changes things over, talking to Jaden Burgess, number 23, out wide. This time they look left, they throw a tunnel screen, very effective play. Looking for a block, cutting it to the inside, and he is in for 6. So you'll see the tunnel screen action, and you've got 4 linebackers out there. You got to block the one interior linebacker, or there's a train wreck. But that very effective play.
Yeah, their bread and butter player again, Anthony Harris, on the play and got a little bit of space there and was able to wiggle his way into the end zone to make this a 3-point game.
10:54 on the clock here in the 4th quarter. The Packers trying to make this a 16-14 game. Good snap. Kick is up, and it is good. So Johnson's kick puts the Packer within 2 here with 11:41 on the clock.
Yeah, the way the stats look on this game would not reflect a 2-point game. Here's
tunnel screen.
Got his blockers right there. Got the wrong option on there. But 10 yards, the last 10 yards, he just waltzes in.
And really a smart play there. This much time on the clock, you're going to take, you might be tempted to go for 2 there for the future, but smart play. So 10:54 on the clock now. Clock remains is 10:54.
Yeah, and it took 3 quarters for their offense to finally score a touchdown. So hopefully that's the only one they get today.
And really the Tigers have got to secure the ball on this return.
Yes.
This, a fumble or anything like that on this brings the life and the belief to this team. Olmo will be with the Packers, so you've got to secure the ball in this return.
Yeah, as I stated in one of the keys, about seeking perfection today, and you're so right, Brian. The one who makes the fewest mistakes here on out is going to win this game.
High kick by Cameron Johnson, and near the sideline. They're
Get on
really
it.
slipping. And Carter having problems ice skating out of there on the field. His ball is down at the 13-yard line. A little scary.
Little scary,
on
yeah.
that
First
one.
of all, letting that ball hit the ground and then trying to pick it up and trying to keep an eye of the Packers coming after to tackle you. But so the Tigers on their own 13-yard line, worst field position today.
I asked AD Brian Wilkes about the field conditions because we've had quite a few slips. I mean, it's a little bit more than we've been seeing this year. So I'm not really sure what's going on, if it's the cleats, if it's the temperature, I don't know. But we've definitely been a little more slippery out here today than we have been on Friday nights.
Thank you for the RT Care update. We've got the third quarter statistics out there. One thing that I've been told over the years, figures don't lie, but liars figure. Very highly weighted to the Palmetto side of things, but only a 2-point margin. Throws it out there, incomplete pass. You can see Simi and Matt, good coverage. So trying to loosen them up a little bit, and that stops the clock, and that brings up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I like the play call. They need to. As the stat shows, we've been running all over with two backs. Well, one's over 100 and the other one's close to it, but need to get the stretch that defense out a little bit.
So now with 10:41 on the clock, the Palmetto Tigers, interesting call here after the incompletion. Two receivers on the right side of the formation. This time they hit, boy, you got a pulling guard out there. Patiently, Vantrez Yard waits, drives forward, gets a little assistance. Got to be careful not to pull him forward there. Good carry, gain. He's going to be about 2 yards short. Now it brings up a 3rd and 3.
So you go from 2nd to 10 to 3rd and 2 with a run and play. And watch number 75, David Hayes here. I've got the wrong button on again.
No.
Coming across, leading the way, getting that 8-yard gain, making it a manageable 3rd and 2, which they need to convert.
Brightson in the backfield. Kind of a big formation here for the Tigers. Brightson gets it, leans forward, he's got the throw, destroys the linebacker. Number 21, Rashard Smith, an athlete, 5'11", 170. It shows that, 6'2", 210 will win in that exchange.
Yeah, I think once you said he leaned,
yeah,
that's when he had the first down, and he was just dishing out some punishment there to go along with it. Critical
first
play
and 10
there
for the Tigers. Brightson's ready to run again. He does. He jumps. Look at that lean. Holds onto that ball. Gain of about 5 or 6 on the play. Let's see the mark.
But Darian Williams blocking all the way till the whistle blows there.
6 yards.
Yeah.
Man.
Poor number 23, last one to get up, Jaden Burgess. Having to take on those big linemen.
You got two guys that are both 170 pounds, and Jaden Burgess and Marion Gordon making a ton of tackles tonight or today.
Today, yes.
Oh, this time, great play, jumping that, needed to get a hard count on that one. 45, Xavier Jones across the line of scrimmage. Man,
Jaden Burgess again, it just was the last one to get up.
But McClendon came off hot off that edge.
Is he the one that,
yeah.
Okay.
But Burgess still involved
Burgess
in the play.
finished him up, okay.
Yeah, McClendon turned him in, and Burgess from the other side is involved in the play.
Yeah, he's a player. I like him, Brian.
And it's interesting that we haven't seen on this hot day any cramping issues, especially from this Packer side, because there's a lot of guys playing both ways. Now the long bow, beautiful spiral, and just overshoots Simeon Matt. So that's going to bring up an interesting call here. It's going to be a punting situation.
Yeah, they're going to have to
for
punt
the
this
Tigers.
one out.
Now 34, Shockbacher. I've seen he's adjusted the knee pads down. So he's going to be able to get out there and fire this one back. And back to punt this one is Cale Bunce, 8:11 on the clock.
So this is the second consecutive possession the Packers have forced the Tigers to punt. They're looking really good defensively.
And pound for pound, the strongest punter in the nation when it comes to weightlifting. Cale Bunce is back to fire this one away. Number 1, Anthony Harris back for the return. Plenty of time. And that's going to roll forward. He's going to let it bounce.
Nice.
Gets a, the ball's alive and then down on it. And then Anthony Harris, a little spooky, but it was able to come up cleanly. Ball's at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, I think he saw that thing take that first bounce and, oh no, but then it came right to him and it hit, I think it hit him in the helmet and almost a disaster there. Yeah, he just.
It's shocking. You're trailing by 2 in a game that you have been statistically manhandled in, and you have a chance to come out of this with a win today. It's incredible.
The defense is going to have to step it up. They have to go 79 yards this time, so a little bit different field position.
Maurice Carter on this side of the formation guarding Barry Williams out wide with about a 10-yard cushion. Phillips, high snap. He gets the ball off, and ball's out.
There's the ball.
And it's going to be recovered by Joe Hills. Big play.
Big play. That might be, one of those 5 plays is going to determine the outcome of the game. And we can name them just right now, but boy, did we need that. The defense just they just scored on them the first play. Maybe we can see who knocked that ball loose.
So with 8 minutes on the clock exactly here in the fourth quarter.
High snap.
24, number 24.
Paul Moore, who's
senior.
He knocked one out earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a bad man. Paul Moore makes a lot of tackles.
He has been, the junior linebacker has been the leader of that defense all season long. Needed a big play, and your captain made the play.
I would be shocked to see the Palmetto Tigers do anything other than just run the ball on this possession. Need to eat some of that clock. 8 minutes. Bridson steps up, leans forward, driving, and you can see the bush push there from the offensive lineman. Finally blown dead after a gain of 3 on the play.
You want these little 3-yard gains to make this a 10-play, 28-yard drive that eats up 7 minutes.
Brian, what'd you call that at the end of that play?
Bush push.
Bush push. Oh, I thought it was the tush push. I'm sorry.
No, there's the Reggie Bush.
That's
when that started, when your offensive linemen are actually pushing the back. Technically, in high school football, that'd be illegal. You have to engage in the defensive player, Tom.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that.
Thank you for that Arctic air silence.
Now I know. Everybody at home is going, oh, okay, good.
Oh, snap. All right, so now Jackson Roth hands the ball off to Bridson. And really good defense. Ball's out again, and it's going to be recovered by the Packers. Yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
So ball comes out.
And
rolls
Bridson's down. Is that Bridson down?
Bridson down on the field. So the Packers have the ball.
He's just
7:10 on the clock, so plenty of time. And they'll have the ball on the 20-yard line.
So we return the favor here. Bridson frustrated.
Oh, great look from the drone shot on the outbreak of the play. You can see the defensive line with a little penetration. 21, which is Rashad Smith, the 5'11", 170-pound freshman, had on the ball on the big back, forces the fumble. Recovery. Here's got probably 26. We'll give him credit. Marion Gordon, he's done everything else tonight. So now the Packers with an opportunity. 1st and 10. Hands the ball off the back. Got a lane. Got a big crease. Carrying the ball loose. He's going to go for 6. Joe Hill's in chase. And it's going to be a foot race. And he will not catch him. And number 21 is Rashad Smith, a freshman. 5'11", 170, showing the track meet has started. And the Packers with a lead, with an 80-yard run by Rashad Smith. Incredible.
Yeah, I am totally shocked. Freshman taking it to the house there. That'll be something he can tell his grandkids 30, 40 years from now. When I was in 9th grade, we were down, and I took the ball 80 yards to the house, and Largo takes a surprising lead here today. Playing strong here in the second half and the fourth quarter.
Cameron Johnson. Good snap. Kick is up, and it is good. So now the Packers, surprising Largo Packers, take the lead here, and how things have changed, Ken.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think they're just as surprised as well because they have faltered on offense, time of possession, and you name it. But just one big play,
pick six, 80-yard run, and
block extra point. Just all these things add up. Your
formula for losses are in this game: Largo with 11 minutes and 17 seconds time of possession, Palmetto with nearly 30, 29.46 seconds time of possession. And what that tells everyone, I think Bobby Bowden once said, the team with the most points usually wins the game.
I think that's spot on.
And that was late in his career.
Here's the fumble that returned it. Here's our
now
our camera guys.
Camera guys up there working feverishly.
So can Palmetto return the favor here?
6:56 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers with plenty of time here. What an interesting game here in the sun at Palmetto High School. It's hit. It's good. Ball's live. Oh, and it's a scramble, and it's recovered by the Packers. Unbelievable. So what you saw is the screamer of a kick. Hits one of the upbacks. It's going toward the sideline and checks up, spins, and a recovery by the Packers. Unbelievable. Turn of fortune here.
Turn of fortune. Sometimes the ball needs to bounce your way, and they've been kicking squibblers all day, and they were not. One thing you don't want to do is line up right in front of him, and he might have been pretty close there and deflected it. And too bad it didn't get out of bounds. But it bounced right back to him, and that's part of the game.
A Largo player near the sideline reached and batted that ball back in bounds as it was going out of bounds. Just a heads-up play by the special teams unit for the Packers. Now they hand the ball off, and they got a big lane there, and he goes for a gain of 9 on the play.
That's McClinton on the carry, probably his biggest gain of the day.
And so they said his knee was down, so he had a gain of 6 on the play.
Tigers need to get a stop here. Force them to have to do something on fourth down.
2nd and 4 here, clock winding. They would need to milk some of the clock. 2 receivers out the left side of formation, 1 single to the right. Oh, there's a false start, and that'll stop the clock. And we'll get a time check for you here on the field. Hustling in the game now for the Tigers is number 51, Chris Gibson. But that was a tough penalty there for Largo because it stops the clock when they needed to chew that clock.
Yeah,
there's 6:08 on the clock.
So we'll have a water break here at some point, but there we go.
So here's your water break, Ken. What a game.
Yeah, and Largo's been their own worst enemy with the penalties and continuing even after the big play that put them in the lead. Misfired again, putting them behind the chains here. So the Tigers, you've got to keep an eye on Anthony Harris here. Wherever he lines up, if it's a direct snap, wide receiver, running back, they have to keep him from getting the ball. Make somebody else beat you.
What a crazy game in a crazy year. 2nd and 9 here for the Packers. Really trying to put this one out to in penalties. And here's the penalties on the game. Largo, 10 for 83 yards. Palmetto, 12 for 98 yards.
Wow.
Been a lot of self-destruction in this game on this hot afternoon. If you're following us, don't forget to like and subscribe to our broadcast here at Palmetto TigerVision.
I think we passed 4,000 subscribers.
TigerVision Palmetto. I think 14 years at it, Ken. Now it's 2nd and 9. Oh, big hit. Goodness, that's Paul Moore.
Paul Moore, again, your senior junior defensive linebacker, leader of that defense, making the play when you need to, putting them at 3rd and long.
And as a bonus on the hits, and Sarah McClinton, very skilled running back, has to take the play off because his helmet came off.
Leading rusher. So look for where number 1 is going to be lined up on the field here as we watch that over again. Textbook.
Ball is marked at the 49-yard line. 3rd and a long 12.
Watching Anthony Harris in the slot.
Delay of game.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, so
they've done this before, Brian. They get multiple penalties.
Wow, so that takes the penalty yardage up to 103. 5:14 on the clock. Now this is where you might call the screen pass, something along those lines. Palmetto aggressive. There's a false start again. Quarterback throws the ball down, and that's going to be
frustrated
on Largo. False start. And there's not a lot of things you can do on 3rd and
it's
27,
getting over 20,
right?
Yes.
I mean,
they have to get to the Tiger 38.
3rd and 22. Hey, how about that? The TigerVision spot had already put it on at 3rd and 22. I guess that they probably couldn't have done that fast, but it is 3rd and 22. Great job in the truck. Oh, looking now he's got the long ball. He did the out and up, and the receiver has the ball.
And a flag.
Out of bounds. They're going to call defensive. Let's see. They're going to say reception was caught out of bounds. Now, pass interference is not an automatic first down here in high school. This is not the end of the world. But that would be 15 yards.
Yeah, he grabbed him by the shoulder and kind of pulled him backwards a little bit as he ran by.
Defensive holding.
Yep.
Not an automatic first down here in high school football.
So they're going to get 10 yards. Holding in the defense, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Repeat, 3rd down.
Which ball's on the 49. They've got to get.
So it'd be 12. So what would be a 10-yard penalty on the defensive holding?
Yes.
5:03 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers need to have a stop here.
So again, watch for number 1. That's who they've been going to when they needed a big play, and that's who they just penalized. Got the penalty.
Big one. Xavier Phillips in an empty backfield. He looks, throws a slant, got a receiver, incomplete pass, good coverage there. Treasure or back. It was didn't get a penalty flag.
Again, they went back to Harris. I had him on the wrong side of the field.
Joe Hill's back there in coverage.
Yes.
Now it'll be interesting.
So Harris is also their punter. You don't want a bad snap because then he's going to be able to run around. Just let him kick it.
And the returners for Palmetto are looking right up into that sun here.
Yeah, they've got 2 back. Just catch it. He's 15 yards.
Oh, good snap. Kind of slow getting back there, but it was good. Knuckleball of a kick. And fielded by Carter. Going to need to get something, but nowhere going. He's got the ball at the 10-yard line. We'll get a check on the clock here soon. Time remaining in this one. I'd say it'd be very close to 5 minutes. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remain in this. Palmetto Tigers, over the year, they've been the come-from-behind kids, and surprisingly.
Yes, going back early in the season when they had to go out of town, Hillsborough County, with the cardiac kids. Do they have another one left here where they can just march right down the field and do basically a walk-off here?
Ball security, absolutely critical in this one. Throw a little double screen in his pass. He's got a wide open receiver, and there he is.
There he is.
And he's got it.
What a pass.
Nazir Pritchford. He's in for 6. Yes.
Carter with a.
So what you had is Maurice Carter, double pass. You could see it from the break. As the ball went to Carter, you could see the safeties come up, and Pritchford was wide open.
That's going to help his yards per catch.
And there's one thing we talked about with this coach. Now, he scored too fast, Ken, but we'll take it. So you look like a bubble screen.
So he throws that from the 3-yard line all the way goes out about 50 yards.
So 50 yards from the slot receiver. We've seen him do backflips. There's your ATH athlete, Maurice Carter.
He had to catch that ball and then turn around and throw it on a dime like that. Now
that's the same play that happened in the Parrish game to come from behind and win that game 21-14.
That's
right. Same
That's
play.
the same play.
As it broke, I thought, no way. And then I look up and see the safety cheat.
And he was there.
But then you got a 5'9" dude throwing the ball 50 yards. That's awesome.
Yes.
4:39 on clock. A lot of time remain here.
So we are. We're up by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you go for 2 on this.
Yeah, according to Ken Burton's Dick Vermeil chart that he has here, he comes out. He's looking at his phone app. I can anticipate every move here, saying that the Tigers have got to go for 2, and that one really is a no-brainer with this time left on the clock. You want to extend this thing out and have a field goal would send it into overtime.
Up by 1, you go for 2. That's a no-brainer. Just had to verify it was a no-brainer. But we can do a lot of things here. Just run it up the gut. It's been that kind of game that we've gashed them for over 250 yards here.
Oh, there it is. Rolls to his right. Run it in.
There
Roth
you go.
goes in for
late
6.
Nope.
Yeah, Ken was looking for that late hit penalty, which would have made things interesting on the kickoff, but clean. And so Jackson Roth with a rushing touchdown.
And a couple other times he's been down there, he chose to throw the ball. This time, smart play. They're expecting him to throw it again. Third time, I'll just run this thing in and gets the 3-point lead. So defense needs to counter here.
What a crazy game here.
Oh, my goodness,
Ken,
Brian.
And in the press box, I'm looking at you. It's so bright and it's so sunny. We're behind this glass, which is hurricane glass, and I think you're getting a sunburn, Ken. You're either so involved in the game.
It's going through
here.
my TigerVision black shirt. It's warm.
It is toasty up here. The sun directly in our faces. We've got the reflection off the glass. And it is actually – today we can actually see through the glass here at Palmetto High, which is
yes, that's you got to look for the good things.
Sometimes
the glass is half full, and you can see through it.
Sometimes it's like we're looking through wax paper. So today, now this is an important kick here for Liam Harold. You know they've got dynamic returners.
They've got Harris right over there where they're probably going to kick it. Yep.
It's a high kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line, and that is going to be Harris.
Better tackle.
Good tackle is probably. It is. Oh, that's Stansel. So Evan Stansel with a big tackle, the senior.
Yep, we need a few more seniors to make some plays here for us, so we can rest easy up here. This thing is not over by any means the way this second half has been.
So the running backs that have totaled over 200 yards, are out there playing defense right now. So you've got Vantrez Yarn and Marquez Bridson out there on the defensive side of the ball, as if they haven't done enough on the offensive side. You got those seniors out there.
If you want to play next week, you better be out there playing, and this is what it's all about: playoff football.
Good play, and that time Joe Hill's over there. What an amazing transition he made from wide receiver to that outside linebacker role.
Yeah, he's a dandy too. He is making a name for himself on the defensive side of the ball.
Second and a very long 10 yards on the play.
They are taking their time here.
Surprisingly, they're going to try to win this thing as a snake bite with the clock expiring.
And
I think
Harris is here. That's the one you want to watch.
A little too patient in my book. Now this time, big hit by Zion Roberson, but a nice gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they're speeding it up a little bit here, but this is 2-down territory for the Packers. Trying to get us to jump.
Good job by the Palmetto defense to stay disciplined, and we're going to have a timeout by the Packers.
Yeah, I know we've had a lot of big plays, but for the Packers right now, this might be the biggest play of their season right now.
So here with the 3rd and 5, 3 minutes and 31 seconds, the Largo Packers, this possession, season now is hanging in the balance. They get a timeout. You have time to talk this over with the coaches. That's the time. Do you run a special play? Do you run something like the Palmetto Tigers did with a, halfback pass, or do you just count this as 2-down territory and run the ball with some very talented backs? They need 5 yards. So if they don't convert this down, I see them, going ahead by burning that turn. They're going to go ahead and try on the 4th down.
Yeah, and again,
exciting game.
That guy right there is who you want to watch.
Phillips looks. Oh, big harassment by Henson, and now he's being chased. Look at it. Don't come up with a good job.
No late hit.
Bridson with a very smart play by a senior not to pick up a personal foul there. Very scary. Very scary. That's the kind of thing that has plagued the Tigers.
We saw a Super Bowl not too long ago on a similar play end up that gave the Chiefs the Super Bowl because of a flagrant foul. So, yes, very, very wise there. 4th down and 2, live for another down. This is Largo's season right here.
Now they're absolutely going to try to draw the Palmetto Tigers offsides on this first. The season hangs in the balance. You can hear the crowds here from Palmetto getting rowdy. Paul Moore drops back. They throw a slant. It's an incomplete pass, and that's going to be Palmetto Tigers' possession here. So that should just about do it here. You got to have ball security.
Yes.
What a game.
Yes. Can't stop the clock. Can't have penalties. Can't have a turnover. And how much time did he say?
3:18 on the clock. We've got an official's time out there.
So looking at the replay, it looks like he's throwing to Harris, but they had another receiver there also. So it's 50-50 ball to either one of them, really. And
I think he was throwing to the hole in the zone, and the receivers didn't sit down.
Yeah.
You're looking at this zone coverage look, and the receivers are taught to sit down in the zone, and that's what happened. High school receivers.
Maybe because it's the sun's out.
It could be.
See it. Don't get out of bounds. Stay in bounds. Stay in bounds.
Good job,
boy.
Now just no personal fouls, no craziness. What you want to do.
You want to see that side judge waving his arm. That means that clock's ticking.
Good discipline, staying in bounds, not getting the penalty, and I like the play call, running wide, which takes longer to set the so it's 2nd and 5 for the Tigers.
So Roth will be watching the back judge and to snap this ball at the last possible second. Expect them to run. I would keep running wide, but you're going to go to the left side to eat that clock up.
Bryson's got it. Nice off tackle, stiff arm.
Don't do anything heroic.
Hang on to that tater.
Yes.
Clock continues to wind. Now it brings up a 3rd and 3.
So the ball's set on the far hash, so the Tigers can come back here to the Tiger bench, use that field. All we need is 2 yards, and we get a fresh set of downs, Brian.
2 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. Scary scenario for the Tigers here. If you don't convert, you go to the field goal, you get a field goal block, you lose the game. You know, so you know, and you would want to extend that past 3.
No penalties here. Yeah, I would go for it on 4th down, but no penalties to back you up.
Clock winding. Van Treasure, nowhere to go.
And that's what's going to happen.
And here's that decision.
I wouldn't kick it. Just because they just run the clock here, Coach Sanders. Take a timeout, and then what is it? 4th and 4, Brian?
I would take a batch full of penalties.
Coach is going to take a timeout here. He just let the clock run down.
I'd take a batch full of penalties, and then you take 10 of them and have 5, and then snap it to Maurice Carter back there and take the safety as the time of clock expires.
Yeah, I like that
eke
strategy.
out of here with a 1-point win, right?
Yeah, just take the safety. Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Well,
they're highly trained athletes, man. Come on.
1:05 on the clock.
It's been a very interesting half, boys. Very interesting. A lot of turnovers, a lot of bad football, it seems like.
Whew.
Man.
It's a 41-yard field goal. The ball looks like it's on about the 23, 40-yard field goal.
Yeah.
You've got the wind at your back. Still wouldn't do it.
No.
We're averaging 8-9 yards a pop running the ball today. I could easily take my chances here.
What a scary situation here. You're only leading by 3 in this game. The clock will drop below 1 after this snap, below 1 minute. You got the smaller back, Ventrez Yarn, in the backfield. They fake it, roll.
Run it.
He throws it out there late. Got her man, and it's in for the completion. There's a flag.
There's a flag. It was right down by the Tiger, about the 25-yard line, sideline.
It will be one or the other, a defensive holding or it'll be holding on the Tigers.
And
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Oh, good.
Lost it down, right? Ineligible
so.
receiver downfield?
Yeah. I think it is.
Wow.
Maybe we can pick it up on.
They're trying to say that 5 was not off the ball. Said he was up on the ball.
Okay,
so that would be pre-snap then,
pre-snap.
right? So that would be pre-snap penalty. It'll bring up another 4th down.
So
it looked like he said ineligible receiver, which would be a loss of down, but, why is the offense back on there? So what they're saying is that we only had 6 across the line of scrimmage as the play broke. So
7.
Yeah, instead of the 7, and so now you've got a 4th and 9.
So they've been successful running the ball on long ones.
Oh, that slot defender is coming up pretty tight.
Ref said 59 seconds on the clock at this point.
59 seconds on the clock. 59 seconds on the clock.
They have 9 in the box.
Palmetto runs. Van Trejarn drops his shoulder. You want to keep rolling forward. It's all going to come down to the offensive possession here by the Packers. Now we're going to have about, I would guesstimate, about 49 seconds on the clock.
They're going to pick the ball up on about the 26, 27.
52 seconds on the clock.
They're going to need about 50, 55 yards to get to a decent field goal range. You just don't want to give up a big play, which has been their only score, was the big play.
You know, one thing about high school football, if you go for the extra point or the field goal and you get the ball up and the other team gets the ball, it's from the 20, no matter where you kick it from. So that was another thing. But it's all going to be on this offensive
Watch him
possession.
coming this way with Harris.
Look for the tunnel screen early. Now he backs out of it. He's throwing down the sideline late, and it's going to be caught in bounds. Clock continues to wind.
Did not get out of bounds. He fell down.
Short of the first down marker, so that brings up a 2nd and 3.
They're going to have to spike it, yep.
Spike that, so that brings up a 3rd and 3.
So they still need about 45 yards to get into.
34 seconds left on the clock. 3rd and 3. So
they need about 45, 50 yards to get into decent field goal range here.
And the Packers have one remaining timeout. You don't want to burn that here, just in case you're not successful. 3rd and 3. Got to watch out for the home run ball. A lot of speed out there on the field. He throws that little out, and the receiver backs out of bounds. Brings up a 1st and 10. So nice little hitch out there to Harris. Defense is playing soft.
He keep everything in front of you.
Steps out of bounds.
The clock is your friend right now.
You still have
sidelines or not.
Still have one timeout. Palmetto defenders need to force the action away from the sidelines. Oh, this time he's got the out and up. And my goodness, he breaks the coverage. It's a bust. Down the sideline, he is in for 6. Unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness. It was Harris again. He was the only one lined up on that side of the field. And just a broken tackle, and he's in the end zone. Just missed him.
Oh, my word. So Largo with a 3-point lead, only 19 seconds remain. Incredible.
So TigerVision saying that Smith, was that Harris or Smith?
Rashad Smith, according to TigerVision. Let's look at that. Coming up aggressively there, missing the tackle. Running down the sideline, showing great speed.
It's number 1, right?
Yeah, and that is number 1, which is
Harris.
Anthony Harris. Wow, the kick is now up and good. So the Largo Packers shockingly leading this one 28-24 with only 19 seconds remaining on the clock.
So how do we return the favor here? take the kickoff back. We've already did the halfback pass.
Wow. Incredible. Xavier Phillips, 3 completions on the series.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
The 80-yard run, this play, the pick 6. You think of all these isolated plays that have made this game the way it is.
And here,
can the Tigers return the favor here? That's what I'm hoping.
Got to have a big return, and you got to
now. Hopefully, we've learned here too that don't line up in front of the kicker here.
Well, they might. Yeah, you hit that screamer at them. That's right. They can drive that 1-iron at your defense out there, and he does. Now, yeah, and it's a squib kick down there. It's going to be picked up. I'd like to see him get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. So that's going to be about 15 seconds on the clock remaining for the Tigers. In a unbelievable, statistically anomaly of a football game here on this hot Saturday afternoon, the Packers have just found a way to come back and take the lead in this game. Unbelievable.
They have responded when they have needed to, and they probably shocked themselves. But that's why you line up and play. And like you said earlier, it doesn't matter who leads the series or who's the higher seed. You line up and you play the game and you deal with the adversity, playing on a Saturday with the sun in your eyes. And
unbelievable. You get a pick six for you get an 80-yard hitter, and then you had one there go for about 60 yards. So 3 big plays on the game, and that's all that was needed.
Yeah.
So number one, 6 catches, 135 yards, 2 TDs for Anthony Harris.
And they are 6-0 when he gets more than 80. Looking at it was 76 yards. They have not lost the game when he has 76 total yards.
So tough task for the Tigers. Roth rolls, throws it out to the sideline, incomplete pass. He is out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Rolling. I think they were just
there's that slick field again. He went to stop, and his legs just carried him out right before he made that catch.
12 seconds remaining in the game. Palmetto Tigers with a 2nd and 10.
Largo's got everybody back. Looks like they'll rush 3.
Field goal will not help the Tigers, trailing by
6.
4. They need 6.
They have back on the other side, on their side of the ball.
Oh, long play.
Gosh.
Well, goes out of bounds there at the 34.
Oh, my goodness.
Now
don't throw the ball down.
Now there's a penalty. He threw the ball down afterwards, and then that was no forward progress. That's going to be the end of the game on a call. So that'll be the end of this one, and an incredible, shocking victory here for Largo. If you look at the statistics on the games, you just will not believe it, but it was not for the Palmetto Tigers today.
No. You look at time of possession, you look at rushing yards, all the key stats that most times determine the outcome of the game, but there's, like we have chimed all day, you can always go back and look at a game, and there's 5 or 6 plays that will make the game go one way or the other. And here in the second half, Largo wins that battle with key plays when they needed them. That ball took forever to get there.
So the celebration continues for Largo on the far sidelines here. We may get an interview with Coach Eric Sanders. A very disappointing loss here. Tom Porter, our Arctic Air sideline reporter, on the sideline. It's going to be a little bit of a tough speech with the kids here, with the guys. And
I'm not sure it's going to be honest with you. I'm not sure we're going to get anything with them at all. It looks like they're leaving.
Okay.
Yeah,
there was a very
frustrated.
chippy conversation between the coaches at the 50. Principal Monica was out here, mediating, but I don't. It didn't feel like there was a lot of personal foul penalties, big issues during the game, really, unless I just missed several of them. But the ending just was pretty dramatic. Palmetto started throwing helmets, and then I don't know what you call that act where you get on your head and flop fish, but there was a bunch of those too. So I don't know. That was an very odd ending for a game that did not seem too terribly chippy. But end of the season, got a lot of Palmetto players that are upset and crying. Don't like to see all this lack of discipline, throwing things and slamming helmets, and at the end of the day, you got to have a little bit of class, and both sides need to have a little better display of that. It's a great game. I mean, it's a playoff game. Anything can happen back and forth. A lot of turnovers, a lot of things that went our way, great plays, and a lot that went against us. So I mean, all in all, it was a good football game. All right, I'm going to kick it back up to you guys real quick.
All right, thank you very much for the Arctic Air sideline report from Tom Porter. And we'll start our wrap-up here after the game. Today's score from Harley Stadium in beautiful Palmetto, Florida, the Palmetto Tigers 24, the victorious Largo Packers 28. Today's winner, the Largo Packers, advances to next week's regional semifinal game and will face the Wiregrass Ranch Bulls. Be sure to check FHSAA.com for the site and time of the game. We again thank the #1 fans in the world for watching TigerVision as presented by Conley Buick GMC. One town, one team. Go Tigers.